I haven't dyed it, haven't touched it. It's just it. We need to make sure we get that. We fix that up before this weekend. No, I thought I'd just go crazy for the wedding. I still want us to go look for another dress for you.
Make a patchwork. Make a patchwork dress. It's the best dress ever, or the pieces of every best dress ever sewn together, and also a very elegant way, but patchwork.
I did that I had a whole bunch of t-shirts I was getting rid of, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to toss the t-shirt, so I just took all the logos off and made a big blanket.
Nice. And then you donated the rest to
donate the scraps to
Goodwill. I'm sure somebody can use it, right?
Right. I don't need to worry about that. Say two bad things about writing in both a miniature dungeon. I've got Mary, Lily's, Roberto's, Kevin's, and Jerry's Dungeons and Dragons stuff in here too. Why would you do that? Because I wanted to optimize the little Dungeons and Dragons. That's it. Okay. It's the little book that could.
Oh, sweet pea.
I need the love.
What's Callista doing?
She's talking to someone about
Making
appointments. Yeah.
That's all right. It gives me moments to write in all my things. It's great.
All the notes.
Well, she gets sweet pea because I can't do that.
No.
I used to be able to tolerate her, but she does it 24/7 now.
I completely didn't hear her until you mentioned it. I'm
Oh.
so sorry.
Seriously? You totally zoned her out?
Yeah, I just, it's both a gift and a detriment. I took Krav Maga classes to try and increase my spatial awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work. But now, when I'm not paying attention and someone sneaks up behind me, I might be able to defend myself.
Okay. I like the might.
Hey, I trained mostly when I was tired, so, I like to think that, I'm always in a state of tired, so that it'll be more instinctual.
Okay.
So,
Jesus Christ, what are they making here?
What, next door? I have no idea. Sounds like they're It sounds like they're running a Jenny too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or an air compressor.
Oh, that could be it. They could be running an air compressor. That is true.
Well, the air compressor is likely.
They could be
Dice jail? That's my dice
running
jail.
an air compressor, more
That's my
likely.
dice jail. Yeah, that's my. Ooh. Well, you put it in front of me. I know. It's just in case if anyone has any if they have any bad dice today, boom. And there's the jail keeper.
Rawr.
That's adorable.
Isn't it?
Don't start. I saw it. It's on sale. I was thinking about it.
I got it at Frankenstein's.
I know exactly where you got that too. Someone I bought her
What's the booth's name?
the side quest.
Side Quest. That's
Yep.
it. Side Quest.
I got their fox there. I love the little black and blue fox I got from them. I was like, but also
I love the tongue.
we have not left the encampment yet, right?
no, we left.
hadn't left the town.
We hadn't left the town.
Town.
We left the encampment.
Yeah, we left the encampment because
Just not
you guys tried out the
We
new
were
wagon.
talking
Remember?
to the
You guys have the new battle wagon
Yeah, the
as your
big
new
wagon.
Vardo. That's where we finished, I believe, because you guys were just all taking a long rest.
Yes.
That's where I believe we left off.
I'm looking at my notes.
So we're in
I
the
should
next
have
town.
well,
No.
no.
No,
Not
not
You're
yet.
still in the encampment,
That's what I thought.
but
we were.
not in the pavilion. You've left the pavilion,
Okay.
and you were shown the new Vardo.
Okay. That's what I
The
meant.
new battle
So it's like we're still in the
Yeah,
encampment.
which is essentially, my version of a medieval RV.
Okay.
Remember, we long rested, and people were still trying to take pieces of the alpha wolf skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little kid took
And-
one from you.
That's right. I recommended.
You wanted to kill the child, I
You
think.
want to kill the child.
No, I was going to teach him a proper lesson.
To scare the child.
The way a tree should. The switch.
I'm pretty sure I heard the words "kill child." No.
Yeah, I heard curation of a fanny, I think is what I heard.
Switching.
With a very sharp stick.
Yeah.
trying the music out up there because when I was doing my testing, it did better. I think.
Overall, it sounds better up there
Yeah.
rather than in that cabinet.
Yeah, it was very echoey in that cabinet.
Okay, that works. It's like, I realize I just have 2 of them now.
Two what?
So
2 dice
Two
trays.
conches?
I got no, my conch is,
She brought God today.
but God's busted.
Defunct.
God is broken.
But I can still talk to God.
she
I can
piked it.
I can still talk to it.
I just have to do the. You broke your holy symbol. You piked it.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
It was like, will God ever forgive me for doing this?
Do nothing.
Nothing. That sounds like a broken God.
I can still talk to her at least.
Absolutely not. Have you ever seen the Last Airbender? Remember Boomy? Sometimes you got to use the other. I mean, there's like a lot of them, but you got to use the one where you do nothing.
It's true.
Okay, now he's not got tats.
I'd like to take you guys. I want to take him to freaking somewhere. There's 2.
I think it's ridiculous.
We took him to
I
freaking
like
Vegas.
Very
Yeah,
purple
we haven't
and
been in a long
oddly
time.
shaped.
He didn't like it.
I'd totally have a hydra as a pet. I mean, if an alligator wouldn't bite my hand off, I'd totally have an alligator as a pet.
I'd like
So
to
why
have
wouldn't I
a
have a
false
hydra?
hydra as a pet, but I think I would keep forgetting that I had it.
I'd like to have a hydra with 3 cat heads.
That would be cool too.
So a Cerberus cat.
Cat
Cerberus
Cerberus?
cat.
Cat Cerberus. We have Cat Cerberus. They
I like
just
to
lay
think,
all
since
over
it's
the
a
place.
creature of the underworld, that
What
it
about you,
probably
Shannon? You
more
had to
than
choose
whatever
a
it wants.
mythical
That's what it
pet.
does. Underworld.
I think you
animals.
choose Cerberus himself, like dog.
I just choose a pet that would never talk or
It'd
make a
probably
noise
cat.
and do everything I tell it to.
I think I'd want a griffin.
So you mean like
I'd want to be able to fly.
What about a hippogriff? Which makes no sense. Have you
A
ever seen
hippogriff?
Have you ever seen the lore behind a hippogriff?
a hippogriff?
Literally, they are,
Literally,
yes, they are.
truthfully.
Yes, they are the combination between a griffin and a horse, right?
Mhm.
A horse is a griffin's favorite food. There is something wrong with
It's
that.
eating
It
itself.
wants to eat itself. Carnivorous.
It slept with it while it was eating it, apparently.
Carnivorous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's something wrong with that.
Kind of like the what was that one dog's name? The shit.
The Shih Tzu?
No, it was a
The Shih Tzu of the
It was
ship?
a Chihuahua
Oh,
pit bull.
Jasper.
Jasper. Yeah, Jasper
was a
is
chit.
a Chihuahua pit bull.
So shit.
That's
How
adorable.
does one even
Mama
do
laid down
coitus?
for it.
Yeah.
Mama lays
How do you-
down.
And that chihuahua, that boy chihuahua, was walking around going, I did a pit.
That's
sounds
so
like it's a
disturbing. Yet
of shit.
I can't.
They didn't,
Exactly.
the owners didn't keep them separate when she was in heat because they thought there was absolutely
No
no
way,
way
right?
No
that
way.
the chihuahua would get the girl. Well, he got the girl.
Are you talking about Oliver and Company?
No, I'm
No.
talking about the
The dog we used to,
dog
used to
owner.
take with the war.
I had a pit chihuahua.
We took him to war a couple times.
Okay, I'll show you pictures because he's also got a Facebook page, or not Facebook. He's got an Instagram. I believe it's Good Boy Jasper. Hold on, I'm gonna look
That's
it
Well,
just the
that
premise
shouldn't
of
be
Oliver and
surprising.
Company.
Zia has one too.
up. Zia does have. Yes, it's Good Boy Jasper followed by an underscore, and he is the cutest little doggy.
Oh my god!
He's a Chihuahua.
He looks like a
face.
toy pit bull.
He kind of reminds me of
The genetic shenanigans that go on in your life.
Seriously.
He looks like a toy pit bull.
It does look like, but the coloring itself reminds me
Honey.
of something else.
Yeah, I remember Jasper.
You remember Jasper?
Yeah,
He was bigger than you would think a Chihuahua would be.
No, he was a mid-sized dog.
It's a mid-size, yeah.
Kind of goofy.
See, here he is with his new mommy.
That's
You had to
just,
find him a new home.
I did when I took in
It's just
Preston.
completely
Preston would
unholy.
leave the dogs alone, and I didn't want him to get bit by
I remember.
Oh yeah.
dogs. I had to rehome Jasper, and I had to rehome Shadow because
But you got shut up. Back.
yeah, I got Shadow back. But yep, had to rehome Jasper's happy. Jasper's fine.
My brother's
Jasper's happy.
friend
Jasper's
neighbor
fine.
has 2 3-year-old twin toddlers, and they have 2 kittens, and I fear for those kittens' lives. They're just constantly messing with them. But they're like the limpest kittens you would ever
No,
meet.
those cats will probably be fine.
Oh yeah, they'll be fine. They're like
if they
growing
know
up
how
together.
to deal with a child, yeah.
Those kittens are growing up with those kids.
I fear for my
Nuts.
cats because we have 5 cats and a 7-month-old. We're gonna have to have some really tall shelves and like cat.
So the cat can sit on the shelf and look.
Exactly.
Or have one of those cat fortresses that I've seen.
Well, what I want to
That'd be
do
fun.
is like some shelves that are like stairs that are just covered in carpet and just have.
You've seen those
Cat, you
cat like those
The
tunnels.
catteries,
I've always
yeah.
wanted to do that just because it looks fun. It's like you don't use the top of your house anyways.
Jason built me a cattery already, so the cats have an area that they can go outside. We're gonna put a dog.
No,
door
I
in
won't
it.
ask you for a cattery.
Though she's tempted to.
I just saw
He
you
already
earlier.
made, he did promise to make me a cat castle though at some point. So.
I would totally take a cat TARDIS.
Oh my gosh, is it bigger on the inside?
I hope not, but it probably is.
Because it's cat magic.
Cat magic. All 5 of them will kitty pile inside this impossibly small space, and then they'll all come out at once, and it'll look like a clown car.
I like have you seen those like the doors people make on their house that are TARDIS? Because it's bigger on the inside. So it's like yeah. It's like
I'd do a TARDIS facade on
Mara.
the front door.
Maro, go down that way a bit.
Get closer to Carolyn.
Just a bit. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, I think I have cookies.
I was checking for audio and lag. And I did a whole bunch of testing a couple
wait.
weeks ago.
we're
I
not
thought
leaving
I
on
brought
Pike's
my
mission.
chips.
Change this up.
We're doing a side
because
thing
I was
before
getting
Pike's mission.
Annoyed by the fact that people were having a hard time hearing us.
Something about
What was the side
Animals
mission?
don't have social accounts. It's the
What was
people
the
that
side
make them.
mission-
I don't
side
think a
mission
dog
that we
wants
were
an account.
tasked
It just
with
wants
doing?
dinner
We're
or
supposed to-
walkies
Man, this is
or
why
be
you
the
put
next
right
door
notes
dog.
down.
I have notes. I just have to read them.
You can deal with the fact that my dog has an Instagram.
Being the eyebar.
Oh, it's Chav.
Doing what?
You can deal with the fact that my cat or my dog has
no,
an
that was a
Instagram.
different one. No, some other guy
Zia's
came at us
Instagram
asking
is
us
Zia
to
the
do
Papillon.
a
Separate mission.
Did Ivar say what he wants?
Oh, the bartender. We're gonna go
Jerry
collect
to
the
do while
taxes.
he's not here.
Yes,
Maybe he reverts back into Bunny and is quiet the entire
The-
time.
bartender.
Oh, I like
collecting
that.
the taxes.
This is Zia. She has an Instagram. It's Zia the Papillon. Zia _ Papillon.
Dog is ridiculously spoiled.
Yes, she is.
I admire people who spoil their animals like that. Give a lot of love to them, and it's very nice to see.
Well, happy Monday, everybody. We're back.
Hi.
Oh,
Took our break.
hello.
You want some?
I'll take one. Uno. I had pizza, so this just makes me feel worse. Tastes great, but just makes me feel worse.
Sorry.
It's like drinking Coca-Cola with pizza or drinking milk with pizza. It's something you just eat after.
He doesn't drink
Pizza.
Coca-Cola.
I don't drink soda.
I don't normally do it either, but it's a thing that goes with it.
Milk and
That can be said a lot about things, but they still shouldn't do it.
French fries and hamburgers.
The skeleton. That's another
I don't like
eyeball.
hamburgers.
Oh, it's a skeleton. It's a skeleton.
You
She's
did
got to be
for a short
pregnant to
amount
like
of time.
I
hamburgers.
did for 9
Eye.
months.
Exactly.
Oh,
I don't like
Okay.
hamburgers again. He didn't rub off on me.
No.
Is it a texture thing or just a taste thing?
Neither. Because I can eat all the pieces separate. It's totally a mind thing.
Really?
I hate hamburgers.
Weird.
Long story.
Annoying. They're just interesting. Weird.
Long story.
It's mostly because she's crazy.
It's okay. We all have our weird things. I couldn't eat fish for years. Now I eat sushi.
Okay, no. Mine is because I grew up anorexic. Okay, I'm the oldest, so mom's like, what do you want for dinner? My response was always nothing, because what did I literally want? It was nothing. So we go to my sister, who's the next one down. What do you want for dinner? It was always hamburgers. So I didn't want food, and I had to choke down at least a fourth of a hamburger. Wow. Because the physical act of eating nauseated me.
Yeah. The fish thing was because I saw a fish got butchered and I saw its heart beating on the floor.
Yeah.
Best time to eat it.
Okay.
Taste based one still.
Yeah.
best
You mean
one
the
still
heart or the fish?
Both.
It was it was one of those fish farms where you fish for your own fish.
I'm
My
glad
mom
I
and dad
don't
bought
have
it,
any
and the
food
guy
hang-ups.
he guts it right there in front of us.
I eat
And he pulls the heart out
indiscriminately.
because he thinks it's going to be cool to show little kids that this little tiny beat of a heart is still beating on the floor while this fish is dying. I'm like,
I can eat fish, but I really just don't want to see it with a head attached to it.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't eat fish for years after that.
I like
I gotta-
shrimp,
Oh, yeah, fish.
live shrimp. When they do the live shrimp at sushi.
I can do shrimp, but I hate crawdads. I hate lobster.
Oh,
I love
Anything-
lobster.
Oh, she's. I can get whatever I want. Give her lobster, and it's mine.
Shrimp is easier when you don't see the face of it, like at those.
You and faces. You got to stop putting faces on food
Well, like okay, you know the
because
the
all
Korean
food has
barbecues?
faces.
You know where you cook your own stuff. Well, they bring the shrimp out whole body.
Yeah, they do it with soup too.
Tasted fine afterwards, but it was hard getting past that face thing.
Did it have big, giant anime eyes?
yes, it did.
Did it have like the little glistening like hash marks?
I wasn't even going to be the one that
Don't
ordered
eat
them. My
me.
mom's the one that ordered them, but she didn't want to eat them after she saw they were whole. So
Why
I ended
would
up
you
having
eat
to eat them.
Like that one proposal where she's got the shrimp in her cup and she goes, "Be free."
What was our mission? I know we were doing something besides going on the
So
Pikes thing.
we were gonna go collect the taxes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we were gonna go
So,
do the tax.
where we last left off, you guys had the meeting with the Don Marshal, known as Pike Proudfoot. At the same time, you got introduced to two new members of the troop, Morrow and Scarlet. Scarlet's scary as fuck, and Morrow's the big silent type, so it's kind of fun.
Could fit right in.
But basically, while at the pavilion and rubbing shoulders and elbows with famous people. Oh, did you forget your wig?
Yes.
Free wig.
I need my hair wig.
I gave it to him.
Where's my oatmeal cookie?
I gave it to him.
Want to talk about cookies?
You said you can have it.
I just realized I was pulling my hair out with my sunglasses, and I don't have my hair thing on.
Well, that looks like lots of fun. And we got to talk with a guild leader, called
that what
Coin
you're doing?
Strikers, a dwarf who requested, if possible, if you guys could take a quick trip out to the Glass Barrow and look for his missing collectors. His tax collectors have gone missing.
Oh, he's looking for the collectors, not the taxes. Awesome.
Well, he's assuming that, they come hand in hand.
Get a portion of what we find.
That's right.
You guys have
14%
also
what we can
become
recommend.
unofficial or official members of Pike's Watch, an organization that Pike is looking to bolster and keep Othanzia, Vasselheim, and the greater areas safe from any unknown threats. Something that she takes quite personally since her involvement with the destruction of Vecna, or preventing his ascension. She is also overseeing the selection of a grand Don Marshal, someone who will sit at the higher seat of the table and keep all the other marshals in tow, so that if the city is ever threatened, rather than requiring consensus, merely the high seat will order the other chairs their responsibilities, and therefore, once again, making sure that Vasselheim is better protected. Here, however, we also learned that Pike had a special request during your journey, that if you happen to make your way out into the tundras, and more importantly, an area called Rimfang's Ruin, there is an ancient relic that her and her friends never had an opportunity to retrieve. And now that most people are convinced that Rimfang no longer exists, that the White Dragon has long since vanished, that perhaps now is a good opportunity once you make your way up into that area. If you ever happen to go up into that area, you can swing by Rimfang's Ruins and retrieve this relic. Other than that, you guys have wrapped up your conversation with Pike. You had concluded the evening's party and kind of social atmosphere, saying goodbye to the orc drover of the Azure Hammer. Also, the Azure Hammer itself paid off its debt and fulfilled your contracts, as well as you guys have acquired a new Vardo, very large Vardo, more equipped and accommodating of up to 8 people. Quite a vast amount of goods if you choose to secure that, if you need to secure that many goods. Not to mention, you still have your horse and wagon, Belladonna. You still have your horse and wagon.
Did we sell the extra horses?
Not yet.
No, I didn't. We
No.
still have the horses. Yeah.
And I believe there was some campfire chat, some discussion, some veiled threats, some strange introductions into it with a hairless halfling. And we had settled in for a long rest. Wake up the following morning to the sound of both a busy encampment, a caravan beginning to assemble and leave as Aaron is going to take the Azure Hammer caravan continuously on to Vasselheim. However, you guys wake up in your camp while everything else is busy around you. What would you guys like to do?
Is Aaron and the caravan already gone?
They are in the process of leaving.
Because I still want to find the little girl because I have a little thing I wanted to give her.
Give me an investigation check, see if you can track her down.
See if I can do better than I did last time. That's an 18. Plus you said investigation?
Yep.
Plus 2. That's 20. A natural 20.
I say that within the first hour of the morning, you see the familiar wagon trundling on by. You're able to stop it, and you can see the little girl hanging out the back end of the wagon. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, you're still a tree.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah, I kind of wish it would. Anyways, how are you?
Well, I brought this little elephant.
Oh, for me? What does it do?
It just was cool. And I thought it would be a memory of the trip.
Yeah, that's great. Whenever I think of my parents and people getting sick and dying, I'll think of this elephant. Yeah.
It's always good to have a memo.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a safe journey.
Yeah, you
Have a
too.
safe journey.
Yeah. Sure. And the wagon keeps going. The little girl just kind of crawls down into the wagon, pulling the canvas shut behind her.
Hey, she thought of us as friends enough to ask for our help.
Totally fair. Totally understandable.
I wanted to give her a little thing.
I think that me and
Model.
Morrow,
With whatever his name is.
me and Morrow should scout ahead on the trail because in case we were overheard of the direction in which we were going in case we had following.
So is the plan to immediately head off for Glass Barrel?
No, I thought we wanted to go to the town.
Want to go to town?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. So we can scout while they go to town.
We really should have.
I need to go to town too.
Well, I will scout.
Would you like me to go with you?
Likes to split the party apparently.
Yes, you and I can go for just a small jaunt around to scout.
Jaunt. Pick my legs up here. Is this doing the jaunt right?
My mouth wants to scratch you.
I have had people scratch me before. It doesn't work.
Just don't pee on her.
It doesn't bother me.
It bothers the rest of us.
D6 inspiration for that one. That was a good response to a very evil tree. I mean, to a very neutral tree.
Do these look like the eyes of evil?
Yeah, they actually do.
Pink.
So with that, the four of you. So Jerry's going to stay with the wagon. You get on your
My mouth.
mount and
Oh,
you
we
head.
wanted to take the skull, so the wagon's coming too. As much
Oh,
as
you're
we can.
bringing. Okay, so
Because the skull, We don't want to keep the skull, right, guys?
No.
Willa?
No.
Right? We don't want to keep the skull.
Giant wolf skull.
I
No.
did kind of want to keep it, but if you can get
We found someone. There was someone that we were talking to in
That wanted to buy it.
Winchleach that wanted to buy it.
if that is what you want
Not
to do.
the guy that Aaron was saying that took pieces of it. I want to
So the other guy, the gentleman that
stick some of those
we read.
fangs in him. But yeah, no, the gentleman that
It will
was in
prevent
Winchleach.
me from destroying or attempting to destroy more children. You should probably get rid of it.
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want you going after children.
Just for grabbing little fingers.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a good
Saplings in
idea.
the forest who don't get in line don't live very long.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back to Winchleach with the wagon.
Jerry's like on the wagon. Would you like me to drove the wagon for you? This amazing piece of technology.
Yes. I'm sorry, it has wheels.
Yeah. Wheels. Cutting edge.
Did the wagon
I really
not
hope
have
Ivar is
wheels
watching.
before?
No, he wants something better than wheels.
Oh,
Something that just floats.
okay.
Something that hovers
Okay.
and
Like
flies
he's
into
used to?
space. Yeah. Anyways,
Flies into
flies into
space.
space.
I keep forgetting his name.
So the four of you are going
We
to take
don't
the
know.
wagon into
It's out
town,
of character knowledge.
finally unload the wolf head
Okay.
or the wolf skull.
Okay.
You ride a stag, right? Because you're an
I
elf.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to take your stag mount and scout in the general direction of Glassbarrow. Follow that track as well as maybe backtrack the way
Backtrack.
you guys came down from up north. Okay.
Below.
Do we want to? We have the 4 horses. Do we want to offload the 4 horses, or do we want to keep the 4 horses? Do we have the dwarf mammoths to keep?
I mean, you never know. You might need
Because
your
we
own
became
apocalypse.
friends with the dwarf mammoths. We were
Yes, we became friends with the dwarf mammoths.
We're not there anymore, right? Or is this before we broke off and were scouting?
Well, are
It
you
was a
going
short
with her?
scout.
I was gonna go.
You probably have
Okay.
a horse then.
Or you
So
can
we
turn
don't-
into a horse.
No, she can't turn into.
I'm not-
Not
Proper
yet. A
druid.
wooden horse, maybe.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you turned into like a half deer, half thing that pulled the carriage last
No,
time.
that was a big tree.
Nah, she's turning tree
Like
ant.
Into a
tree
tree
ant.
ant.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I thought you just had extra legs.
She's not very inconspicuous, unfortunately.
All right, I guess we'll keep the 4 horses then, because we can always ride them around. We don't have to.
And I'm sure
So it's
there's
up
gonna
to
be
you
more
about
purple
your cart.
worm
Do you
situations.
want to sell your cart?
I was gonna say it's like, should I keep my cart just to be on the safe side, or should I sell the cart and the horse? And then,
Well, then the horses could attach to your cart.
well, because I could always attach the cart. The wagon's really big, and I always attach the little cart in the back.
So it's kind of like a
Spare.
little tug pull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tiny little thing just in the back of it.
Right.
So that works. That way we can keep the horses all together, and then, well, it's like I can ride one of the horses, and then you have a different steed. You have a
Caribou.
caribou.
We could
I
put the
miss my
hay
ice raptors.
in your cart
Yeah, I can use my cart as like a
for
feeder
the
cart.
feed.
I suppose, but
Put
I
the
mean,
goat in there, too.
it's kind of like pulling a speedboat behind a yacht. I mean,
It's perfect for spy missions. They won't suspect.
I'm just like after the whole worm incident, I'm all like, we should have
A little gun
spares.
shy.
But if the worm incident happens again, they'll just all be eaten.
yeah, they'll probably eat the spares anyways. So we'll keep the 4 horses, but we are going to offload the wolf skull. How much will that guy give me for it?
So, for brevity's purpose,
We
you
find
two are
him.
heading out to go scout both north and the route towards Glassbarrow. The 4 of you, including Jerry, are going to try to offload the wolf skull.
Yep.
You can get 762 gold for the wolf skull.
All right.
See, and you guys laughed at me when I wanted to pull it out of the.
But we laugh at everything you do, so that's not fair.
All right.
I'm glad I can amuse.
Cool. I offload the wolf skull.
Okay. Are you selling the horses or keeping the horses?
We're going to keep the horses.
Okay.
It's up to her whether she wants to keep her wagon.
The wagon though.
Okay.
Mm,
So
Probably get maybe 48 gold for the wagon.
It's still something better than nothing, but
Now the big Uber Vardo,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, battle wagon. Was it fully stocked?
No, it is not.
Okay, so we need to go and stock it
Correct.
because I'm not driving off into the tundra without it fully stocked. Fully
Yeah.
Sorry, I
stocked.
thought they said it was fully stocked. My bad. My brain.
No, it had tack. It had all the physical equipment you need,
It's got
Okay.
like beds and stuff.
Right.
And it's got
Yeah.
but
stuff
it does not have any
to
of
keep
the.
us warm and
No
happy,
food.
but not
Traveling
not
Oh,
stuff,
I
not
didn't think
food.
about that because I'm a tree. Of course, I don't.
Yeah, well, you just need to eat a good berry a day. You're fine. Ooh,
I
photosynthesis. We're not like that. We have flesh eats. Flesh eats.
I don't have to eat.
well, that's because most of the supplies that we have were in my cart. Because one of the carts you guys had a cart before when I met you guys, and it got
Yeah,
eaten.
our wagon got eaten.
Yeah, it got eaten.
Along with our ice raptors.
Not been very.
That's right.
pleasant
Actually,
about
we
that.
didn't have a wagon. We just had ice raptors.
Yeah.
Raptors.
And they
Yeah.
got eaten.
If we're heading out into
But I'm not bitter.
if we're heading into the tundra, it might be a good idea to have straw, bale, a couple bales of.
You don't
Yeah,
realize
food
how big
for-
their thing is.
I know, but then you don't want straw in the wagon. It'll
The
get
sleeping quarters.
everywhere.
Yeah. It's bedding.
Because you guys do remember what pulls your wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pork
so-
mammoths.
More
Yep.
mammoths.
Yeah, so they need feed
Yeah.
too.
Guess my cart's become a food cart.
So
much.
we need food for us and for at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then food for them
for the mounts.
for the mounts.
Okay.
Of course,
So
not for the goat. The goat's not gonna live. that
So
long.
yeah, we'll say because most of that can be accomplished in the East Road and in the Birdbridge zone or districts where most of the markets are. So also you can acquire everything you need for 2 weeks worth of supplies, water, feed,
Mhm.
food for all of you and your friends and everybody. Probably 70 gold
Okay.
total for everything that you need.
I'm gonna take that out of the party pool, guys.
Oh, the party pool's the best party.
And I went ahead and going through the shops, bought my standard equipment that because
Okay.
I hadn't picked it up yet. So
Okay.
I figured I
Traveled
spent
light.
287 gold pieces on a couple of healing potions, warhammer, pair of bearded hand axes, a shield,
Ooh, we should get healing
backpack.
potions.
Yeah,
We
nothing
have a
real
couple heal
fancy.
potions
Okay.
already.
This is your starting equipment. you
Yes.
Originally.
You still
Okay.
have them?
So
Cool.
I just want
Yeah,
to make
works.
sure that I have it. Yeah.
Little
Yep.
bottles.
That works.
Yeah, we still have.
Are you guys
How
looking
many?
for
Wait,
an
how many
alchemy
healing
shop?
potions does he get? And what size did he get?
I bought 5.
Do we have 5?
Yeah, fun.
What kind did you get?
Regular health potions.
Just the ones out of the back there. So
Look on your other side. By the silver
two,
skull.
2d4 plus 2.
Look at.
Is it? You're on. It's on another shelf.
Is it up
Oh,
behind the
you
other
have
side?
you have special.
I made them.
Those
for
are all
his
greater.
birthday.
There's
Okay.
some behind you.
All right.
Because I have
So what-
3. See, these
All
are my
right.
3 that
If
I
we
have greater, superior.
If you need more, I do
Supreme.
have supplies to make more.
Yeah, we should make more.
Which ones do you think you need more of?
Make the regular health pot. The 2d4.
2d4?
Yeah, 2d4.
Actually, here. That would be 4 potions right there.
Okay.
And
But that's greater.
That's greater.
well,
I can always put different dice in it.
I didn't know you guys had special
Well,
potions
that
set
way
up.
it's kind of a visual of
reminding you.
I have 3 health potions.
Yeah, and then you can literally just roll those, and those are your dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just need to make probably 5 more, maybe 10 more of the little
From 2d4.
2d4 ones for now.
I have so much
Because
dice.
we can always change the label later.
Because after I'd done that, because I had so many bottles left, I went and bought more dice, and I just haven't gone around to making the bottles yet.
Okay.
Can't wait till you make all the alcoholic potions.
I don't think I'll need
Oh, that's you. Yeah, you can do the alcoholic one. You can just do the fruit, just regular juice ones.
I'm just gonna put ones with little miniature.
I demand
rabbits.
invisibility be
I'll get some of that
moonshine.
edible glitter swirl.
Yeah.
I
Do
have
what?
those.
The edible glitter?
I have edible glitter. I had
So
to
we
buy
can do the swirl. And
Yeah, Michelle recently
bring some.
told me of her recipe to use like one part sugar, 1 part water to make that sugar syrup, and then you put that edible glitter, and it's like silver blood.
It's called. I have unicorn blood. I have different kinds of bloods.
It's a great additive to your teas because
Mhm.
it's already dissolved. You can just
Okay.
and it makes your tea look
Simple
shiny.
syrup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as
I
long as
do
you guys
that
are in
just
the
by
market
putting-
of the you're currently in the East Road ward in one of the local markets, there is the alchemist, the Mad Bean, is over in this ward.
Mad Bean.
Yep, it's the name of the shop.
And we're back in Winchleach.
Is that where we? Is that
Oh,
one
yeah, we
gentleman?
didn't
The
go into
jeweler
the
still
Mad
there?
Bean before.
Maybe you mean the
When we sold the wolf head to, is it? He was the one that
That was Quinlian from
Quinlian?
Manga's Skins.
yeah the
tinkerer's
leather
store.
worker
Okay.
from Manga's Skins.
Knows someone that would love the giant wolf skull we have. So we just sold it to him for
Willow, did you ever talk about the necklace that you saw there, like to the rest of us, or no?
Necklace?
the necklace that was supposed to it helps you levitate and stuff like that.
I think I did.
You did.
It was definitely it's like, do we want to get it? But we can't afford it. Do we want to get it?
what was it?
It
It
was
was-
a necklace that both turns you invisible and lets you fly.
But wasn't it like thousands?
Yes,
We don't have thousands.
I know.
After we get paid from this mission.
Do we want to acquire it?
No, let's not.
I'm
Hey,
very
you two
neutral.
are out and
I know.
scouting,
I know.
so
I'm conferring with
scouting.
them about information that I would have already told them.
Yeah. So let's go.
sure you are, buddy. Give me your
Did I write that
meditude.
down?
Two.
Don't you give me your meditude? By the way, anybody out there watching us, if our power goes out, we probably won't come back on. Unfortunately, we have fires over in that direction that are currently burning on the southeastern, western portion of our city. So just giving everyone the heads up.
Also,
That's
like,
glorious.
poles.
And power poles
Power
down.
poles are down.
Yeah, saw that. I
Offer
heard
your
that.
prayers to those who are stuck.
Mostly horses.
Yeah.
Lots of horses.
We're taking an unknown number amount from the THC Center. I'm sorry, THE Center. Not THC. THE Center.
You said THC earlier too. And I was like,
THE Center.
what are you talking
Gem
about?
Cutter was the guild master of the Azure Hammer, right? Because I put hour in
No,
my notes here.
he
but-
was the he was the driver of the caravan.
no Gem Cutter.
Gem Cutter.
As one of the head councils of the Azure Hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
he's
making
the one
because
that-
we're no longer Azure Hammer. I need to make a side
Correct.
note.
Yeah, you
So-
were very pissy about having to give back your fob.
Yes, I was.
We got a new one.
It was given to me. It was mine. I was taking care
Tholwar
of it.
Gem Cutter. Tholwar Gem Cutter.
So with
Okay.
that, right now you guys, currently the Vardo's packed. You've spent most of the morning and late morning getting all the supplies you need for the journey.
Okay.
You've also are now parked in front of the Mad Bean.
We're gonna go into the Mad Bean.
It's an interesting shop.
Sounds dirty to me.
It's, well, beans get mad.
Sounds like fart jokes waiting to happen.
As Jerry
Musical.
stays with the cart and the three of you go inside.
Loosely
It's
tied
actually
cart.
well kept. Well, it's nice. You can see alchemical tables where they probably process and make the potions. You can see every ingredient you could possibly need or want as part of the process for making it.
Mhm.
In the very middle of the shop, currently dealing with some customers, is a bright yellow and pink dragonborn. He stands maybe about 8 feet tall, and he's currently speaking to 3 individuals about a small box of potions they seem to be buying. He finishes the conversation with them. He puts his one spectacle, his monocle up to his eyes, sees the 3 of you at the entrance. Yes, please. Just give me a moment. Finish up the business here, and then I can help you with what you need. Now listen, you want to put this on the irritation twice per day, all week long. If you don't, something will grow out of it, and then I have to hunt you. I'm just kidding. Just take one a day, you'll be fine. And he watches the three gnomes kind of, one looks very kind of like ashen, like sickly, and they kind of leave quickly, and he goes, so, hey, orcs. Yeah, you guys are cool. What can I get for you three? Hey, you're like, you're one of them dwarfs, right? Yeah, you're unique. You're like really fucking unique. You know, I dated a dwarf once, and you know, she was cool, but you know, she was concerned that you know they'd be called dwagons, and you know, so we're like, no, we're gonna go our separate ways. So yeah, not a real market for dwagons. You know, people are just gonna think we have a lisp. So she's like, no, I can't have dwagons with you. It's just not gonna happen. Keep telling her you know, that's the name of my lineage. I'm not actually a dragon. I'm a dragon born, sure. I mean, we could call them dwarns. We could call them. Well, it's hard to get creative when both of your lineages start with a D, don't they? Because you call them dwagons, I guess. Yeah, you know, this might be why she doesn't date me anymore. I kind of go on tangents. But anyways, what can I get you? 3 fine folk. You look
around. What do I see?
Give me a perception check as you kind of look around the shop.
First roll of the night.
No, I rolled for something. Finding
investigation for finding and terrorizing children.
19.
Yeah, feel free. 19. Okay.
Use my life's work.
Terrorizing children. Finding them or terrorizing them?
Yes.
I'll leave that as a mystery.
Okay, Jacqueline Lennon.
They're pink. It's great because I do the petal thing and it's like there's no sight.
Oh, you creepy motherfucker.
I'm currently making a mask for Halloween.
13.
I'm thinking of making it Willow.
Jeff goes dwarf and orcs would be dorks.
I will not dispute this.
Oh
They
my
could be-
god, that's
They could
great.
be orcs.
Orphans.
Orphs.
Orphs.
Orphs. Isn't that what dogs say?
Orphs.
Orphs. The dwarf does not like being teased. I can stay home for this kind of abuse.
Their language is orphan.
Well, I mean, she'd stay home and she'd still be getting.
So what'd you get? 17?
19.
19?
13.
13? The shop is well curated, well stocked. It seems to be mostly a shop of people that already know how to do alchemy, or they could even possibly rent access to his laboratory that he has here. Most of what you see available is either components or containers, and there's not like an obvious, just like there's not like a Sears Roebuck of, you know, these are all the potions I have. You kind of get a feeling he keeps those kind of tucked away for his own personal reasons.
So maybe we find something that can help track the people down.
Sure. I don't know what we could use for that though.
Magic.
Why are we all whispering? There's a dragonborn. We're not actually there. Okay. So yeah, if you need something, I have potions, salves, you know, explosive devices. I mean, what are you looking for?
Do you have any nets?
I'm not a net shop, so no, wouldn't have any nets. You could
Explosive
go try the
devices?
general goods shop, you know, for that. I mean,
Explosive devices.
A magical net that entangles your enemy and never lets them go, ever.
I keep hearing something in
Pigeon.
the rafters.
I'm pretty
I killed that damn bird.
Do you have head
Never.
pigeons?
Do I have head pigeons? It's a head pigeon.
Out of character. It's from Invader Zim.
How's that out of character for you?
Head pigeons. Head pigeons. Head pigeons.
We literally have an alien in the party. I think it's okay.
Do you have anything to track cons in?
Yes.
Well, I have a couple things that might be helpful to you. Like, do you know them really well? Do you got like a picture of them? Do you like got a blood sample, maybe a finger or a toenail? Something you can kind of focus and concentrate on?
We got any photos, did we?
Do we have a potion that could drop that certain thing in if we find a thing and then it'll.
Yeah, it's fucking pigeon.
We
I can hear it, and I'm gonna fucking yell ya.
we might be able to find a focusing
I'm not
object.
there.
So.
I'm not
Yeah.
there. But I have feet.
You decided to go scouting. I don't want to hear it.
Told you should split the party.
You would know more about tracking, right? Or
I
I'm the
know a little
tracker.
bit.
oh, you're the you're not here, pigeon.
I'm better at telling when there's something out of place than actually tracking.
Oh yeah, you're really good with like that gut thing, right? Like, yeah, there's something wrong with
The
this.
Spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, I don't know what a spidey is, but it sounds really scary.
So, how much are your health potions?
Oh, well, what kind are you looking for? I got
What do you
regular. I got greater. I got superior.
How much is the greater?
Greater, I can sell those to you for 250 gold a piece.
Okay. And how
Got
much
plenty
are
of
the-
those in stock.
How much are the superior?
Yeah, well, I don't got a lot of those. I can sell those to you for 2,000 gold a piece.
Okay, I really like the greater price.
Yeah, how many would you like?
You said 250.
250 gold a piece. Yeah.
Let's see how much I can afford.
How much are your superiors in platinum?
My superiors in platinum.
We always pick
Yeah,
up, like,
well, it's
should start
2,000
with
gold
trade
divided by
secrets.
10 would be
Hey, did you take one?
200 plat. You got 200 plat? I can sell you one of them superiors. I mean, you kind of look like you need it. Might put a little hair on your chest, get you to grow a little taller.
I'm as tall as I need to be.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm 8 feet tall, so it's hard for me to tell.
Just because I'm looking up at you doesn't mean you have to mock me.
I'm not mocking you. I'm just trying to sell shit to you. There's a difference.
Uh,
If I wanted to mock you, I would have, made fun of the fact that, how exactly does a dwarf and an elf agree to have sex? I would imagine they'd argue for years before they'd finally do it, don't you think?
family
Elves are so
dynamic with
stoic,
Pikes.
and no, let's face it, dwarves are pretty stubborn. I mean, they can't even get drunk. So I'm not really sure, you know what? It's okay. But see, that would be a sign of mocking. No, I'm just trying to sell you shit. Don't you worry, dear. I got you covered. Literally in shadows. So at Superior, would you like one? Do you have enough funds? You look rich. She's 12, right? She's smart, and she's probably got a lot of gems, I bet. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but that's kind of what we see when they roll through here.
Get
Just
one on
saying.
the safe side.
no, you can probably be fine with the greater ones. You don't need the superior ones.
They're used to bring people back from the dead. Not,
So how many can I sign you up for?
2.
2 graders?
2 greater.
Going right up. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, there's one.
That's 50 platinum, right?
Yep,
500,
there we
so
go.
50 platinum, yeah.
There's another one. Here you go, dear. There's 2. That's 500 gold, please. It'll be 50 platinum
50
if you got them plat.
I hand him 50 platinum.
Yeah.
I have, and I pull out that small copper box and the small glass vial that's in it. It's black silvery, like mercury. Do you remember? I got it in that Shambling Mound pile. With the, what was it?
What you got there?
Bowstrings, 12 of them. So I'm gonna show him that. It's like, what do you make of this?
Can I take a look at that?
Yes.
Thank you. Kind of like grabs it and he's like, in there. Huh. Wow. I didn't take you for an assassin. You seem to be kind of,
Oh,
yeah, that's some pretty lethal poison you got there. Where'd you find that at?
On a dead body.
So listen, you guys seem really cool. Why don't you come back when you're, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's widow's bile. Yeah, if somebody were to, that bottle there has 5 applications in it. If that were to, get on anybody's skin or to wound anybody, it'd be a DC Con 17. If they failed, take 12d12 poison damage. That's pretty lethal shit. Yeah, that's expensive too. I mean, normally when I have that or have access to the widow's bile, 12. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, if I normally have access to like that widow's bile, I could sell that for a couple thousand gold right there, depending on maybe even 4. That's good stuff. The silver is they mix a mercury base with it to kind of make the poison a little bit more potent. Yeah,
Wow.
it's good stuff.
And the bowstrings? Or is
Oh
there
yeah, I
anything
don't know
special
much about
them?
those. You know, you may have to take them over to like a tinker or general goods shop, or
Okay.
hey, you go over to Arvin's Forge. You know, he's always dicking around with them weapon things. I'm
They don't
potions.
look like they're magic.
You know what?
Tell.
Sure. They're gonna. Yeah, there you go.
Yay, magic bowstrings. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. If that's gonna convince you to buy more of my shit, yeah, absolutely, they're magic. You know, anything marked in red definitely yearns for the beyond. I'm gonna slip in Rick and Morty's wherever I can.
Do you have? Is there a potion of fly?
Yeah, I've got a couple of those. I've got some that are a little bit more potent than others. Pretty pricey. I can sell you a single dose of a potion of fly for about 500 gold. Lasts for up to an hour.
Maybe I'll be back.
That's after you murder someone with your potion and you come back with more money. Is that what that's for?
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure you're fine. You look like lovely people. The scars and all the terrifying looks of
Dude, I'm
achievement.
covered in fur. You can't see scars.
Well, I can see where the fur doesn't grow anymore. I'm just going to make an assumption.
It's all good.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Did you need anything?
I know orcs, they're so resilient. They don't need potions. They just throw salt and lick their wounds shut. I know their types. They're rough, hardy. Yeah. I mean, I could. How's your hair growth, bud? Feel like you got a good capacity for beard. I got tusk whitener if you ever need it. Good stuff. If you ever need to stay in the city for a long time too, you don't want this mess out there. I got potions of disguise. Pretty cool. Actually, physically makes your face change. Pretty cool. But, hey, just saying.
I'll take a potion of fly.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
Thank you.
If my mass producers would get on top of those bottles with liquid in them, I'd be handing you a potion of fly right now. But well, here, let me spit in it so at least there's something in it.
My number.
You don't really do dice for flying, dear. It's okay. I'm just looking for the opportunity for someone to drink something really cool and maybe like an apple teeny or something. That'd be really cool. That is my passive aggressive side with my dragonborn salesman.
Last you an hour?
Yeah. Good potency. About an hour. Just, you might want to be on the ground a few minutes before. Not a few minutes after. A few minutes after, you'll know. Yeah. Unless you do dope monk shit, you're pretty much fucked.
If we
Just
get
saying.
I have a question for you. If we get the
Questions?
greater fly one,
Well, it's not greater. It'll last longer. Yeah. So 7 hour, it'll last up to 2 hours.
Does size matter? What drinks it?
Oh, dear, size always matters. Every time. I can assure you. The bigger and the more you drink, the longer you last. This is what I tell my customers. I don't know if it's true. I mean, I last for days. But, that fucking wizard sold me that weird blue shit. And ever since then, it's just been a stiff breeze. Anyways. Goddamn meta pigeon up in the rafters drumming. Hey, Harold, would you kill that thing for me up there? Watch as a little green imp comes flying out of the rafters with a pigeon in its mouth.
All right.
Anything else I can do for you? Now, you mentioned something about trying to find someone. I mean, do you have like a general area of description or anything? I mean, I do have location potions. If if you have at least a kind of an idea of what you're looking for, could work.
Give it a shot.
I can sell you one of those for 300 gold.
All right.
It's good for up to a mile in radius, and you drink it. You spend the next minute thinking about your target, and then if you're within a mile of it, it'll show it to you. It's kind of a weird. I've tested it. It's weird. I drank one time, and I said, a really hot dragonborn that's not sober. Nothing. It was weird, which I know is true because I know this town really well. It should have shown me, but I know it doesn't work on yourself. I'm just kidding with you. It's fine.
I was just gonna say, shouldn't have shown you.
Well, yeah, but it's not really how it works.
Oh.
It's mostly joking. I've been trying to unload these damn things. They work though. I assure
Turn
you,
to a
they
mirror,
work.
I guess.
Mirror.
I'll buy one of those, please.
Why is that pigeon talking about fucking mirror? Oh yeah, okay. Well, here you go. If I had, like I said, if I had another cool fluid, I'd give it to you. There you go.
Now, what are those again?
Potion of location.
Potion of location. Okay.
Let's just use the empty bottles for it. You said it was 300?
300 gold. Yeah. Or 30 plat if you can do math.
Who needs math when you have a DM to do it for you?
Or 3,000 silver if you got 3,000 silver. See, it's this whole thing about this world. Everything's in divisions of
Pay
10.
for it with copper.
No, I'll take a bent silver over a flat copper any day. Unloading them coppers, man. Those money changers. They're hard to deal with. Come by with them big iron wagons. You got to throw your coins in there. You have to pay them by the pound.
Does
Dealing
he
with
have
the coin
something,
strikers?
looking around, is there something shiny that I think Willow would like?
Oh, there's lots of shiny things. I mean, there's prods and tools, and I mean, there's shiny boxes, there's shiny empty ceramics and glass.
Something cheap and shiny that Willow would like.
Do you have any glass animals? Like something like
Yeah, you know,
bottles?
strangely enough, I do. I get the occasional arcane practitioner through. They always seem to have a need for like a consumable statue for some reason. I do have a handful of. Are you looking for a particular animal?
Elephant.
Oh, well, yeah. An elephant. It's commonly used in some of the more interesting polymorph spells. I give it to you for a couple silver.
Should we get an elephant for her?
Yeah, we'll get an elephant for silver.
There you go.
How many?
2 silver. I got boxes full of that shit. What about a box? I can sell you a box of a dozen of them for gold.
Is there a glass
We
elephant?
just need one.
See, are you sure?
Yeah.
She sounds like she breaks them, then you got to buy them again, right? I know small children like that. I'm guessing that's what it is.
That is what it is.
Small child?
Small child.
Okay. Kind of thought so.
Stick it in my pocket.
I have pockets like those. I love those pockets. I love those pants.
So,
I would wear them.
with you two out scouting about, you're going to head up the north route first. We'll say you're kind of trailing behind Aaron's caravan, heading out as you kind of backtrack to see if anybody's been coming immediately behind you. Give me survival and give me nature.
Okay, so 4-6 first.
I would like to work on extending my senses further while not being in
You survive.
treatment.
Okay.
That's fine, though.
So it doesn't.
Yeah,
have
that didn't work so
So,
well.
okay. One survival. One's for survival. One is for what was it? Survival and.
She's doing nature. She's doing survival.
Wait. I have advantage in nature because
I
that's how this
know.
game works.
That's why I'm surprised that you only rolled one die.
Laura.
That's a
No.
1. Go ahead. I should have rolled
17.
17. So you've been pondering why that little girl was just so mean to you about the elephant. I mean, it seemed like it should have been a
Nice
cool
thing.
gift. So it kind of distracts you.
Yeah.
For you, Scarlet, nothing out of the ordinary. The traffic that's been using this road seems to either, horse, caravan, foot traffic of people going either north or south. No sign of anything unusual or suspicious at this point. You kind of check the side trails off to the right and the left, get underneath the kind of like trees and undergrowth just to kind of double check. No real sign of anyone using alternate routes. So you gather up your strange new friend and head out towards the eastern road, the one that's designed to take you out in the direction of Glassbarrow. You get to the crossroads. Once at the crossroads, go ahead and give me survival. You're at the crossroads as well, so you can give me nature as well.
I got both survival and nature. By the way. Oh, that's 18 plus 2.
17 again.
And natural 20.
So between the two of you, two things you notice. Not a lot of traffic going that direction. A little bit of traffic coming from that direction. Following the road for the better part of an hour, just to kind of keep an eye on the condition of the environment, you begin to realize it's mostly broken, rocky landscape with a mixture of like overgrown tree brambles that are kind of growing into the rocky kind of escarpments. You see every now and then maybe a small grouping of trees that might be the remnants of a like where forests used to be. This used to be vast timberland before it was all harvested
Anybody
to
I
build most of the northern cities. No one you know. Yeah. But looking at the landscape, kind of looking around, you notice after about an hour of travel, the foot traffic on the road diminishes to almost nothing. Like there's barely any discernible tracks. That tells the two of you that no one's traveled this road for a while. The weather and conditions have kind of like gradually kind of like just washed out most of the trails. So that kind of jives with the guy's thoughts that he sent his people out maybe about a week ago. And the faint foot traffic and caravan traffic you can see kind of corresponds with his timeline. But the strange thing is just looking at this landscape, you've got about a 2 to 3 day journey to reach the Glass Barrow township. But looking around, I mean, it's not a very good landscape for hiding or ambush. If anything happened to them, it must have happened closer to the town because the immediate surroundings are pretty inhospitable to anything that might lie in wait. Not a lot of cover. You'd be able to see them pretty easily. You get the feeling that maybe the first day's journey would be relatively secure. Although with the lack of foot traffic, that also tells you that maybe the Crown's Guard, as well as the Highlands Watch, may not often traverse this way. So it may be either the township is responsible for guarding this road, but you're not entirely sure. But it doesn't look very well traveled. Certainly not within the last week. It'll take most of the morning for you two, allowing you to either begin heading back, or is there something else that you want to do while you're out and about?
No.
Scarlet, is it unnatural for little girls to not want little elephants?
Depends on the elephant.
It was a little toy elephant. I thought she would like it.
I think she's just more afraid of you.
Oh, is it my face?
Maybe.
Or lack of one?
I attempt to shift my face again.
Cheeks up here.
Don't smile.
Reach over and pull a termite off her cheek. And the weather's hospitable in the sense that it's technically the beginning of summer, the summer season. Now, summer in Othanzia is, not too indifferent from summer in Alaska. So it's still kind of like, it's a weird mix of cold-looking terrain, the remnants of bits of snow melting away, and a very intense kind of like blaring sun that has very little heat. It's kind of very odd weather. But your trepidation about supplies definitely holds true. This direction, it's barren. Not a lot in the fields. Not a lot of wild game that you've seen so far, even coming back. And once you get to the crossroads, the two of you head back in the direction where the pavilions were, where Pike's pavilion area was, and eventually kind of get to the outskirts of Winchleach as you go to look for everybody else. By now it's afternoon.
But I ask God a question.
Uh-oh, here it goes.
Should I do what I'm thinking of doing?
Straight up. No, your God was like,
But she said no,
no.
last time. Is she gonna say no again?
Well, it's like, should I get the potions that I'm thinking of for the idea that I'm thinking of?
I think
She
your
might be
God is
stuck on
broken.
I don't know. Well, do you want to ask her a question?
Are you stuck on no?
Thank you for that. Thank you. That was awesome.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
You could have timed that better.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Let's go to say goodbye to what was your name, Mr. Dragonborn?
My name's Flint.
Flint.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Okay, so no,
Jade.
no potion.
Pleasure.
This is Ivory.
Yeah, I was really glad it didn't try to eat me.
She only tries to eat people who try to eat me. So
That must be a hell of a dating game for you.
a different kind of eating.
I'm just saying, no specifics required. I understand. Well, you three have a fun time in the town, and you know what? Just keep your eyes open for them pickpockets.
Will do.
Yeah.
I pick back. She's got her eye on it.
Are you flirting with me?
No.
Okay, because I keep telling you bye, and you just won't fucking leave.
Bye.
Yeah, see you later.
She blinks.
Just walk away. I'm like,
Slow tap
Is
blinks.
the general store closed?
Yeah, it would be in the same district.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we still haven't checked out the general store. We went to the jewelry store.
Bronze Stars Goods.
Bronze Star Goods, yes. And then the Sparklesworth, where that guy tried to shortchange me on the jewelry.
Well, she assumed he did.
No, he tried to
She rolled
shortchange me.
good for her.
I rolled good. For my-
Insight.
Sure.
That's what it was.
he tried to shortchange me on the
Insight.
jewelry.
She rolled good on her insight.
well, he also tried to buy the
Said
necklace for me
investigate.
too.
I meant to say investigate.
Did you try and buy the necklace for me?
Yeah, or he tried to buy the necklace for you because he's all like, "If you ever want to sell it."
Oh, the circlet?
Yeah.
The circlet. She has the circlet.
Oh, that's right. He tried to like fuse you head.
That's what this is,
Or
The
less.
circlet.
basically. That's her
Circlet of weed doom. It's a circlet of THC.
It's not THC. By the way, we're going to have 10 horses and 2 mini ponies.
And-
Sounds like
and
a
there's-
lot of work for Larry and Ian and Richard.
No, I think they're sending people to take care of the horses.
Well, yeah, but you got to set up water.
No, they're doing that. And they're bringing feed.
You're
They're
just
bringing
housing them.
troughs.
Oh, they're bringing troughs.
They're
Good.
bringing troughs.
Because I mean, we could have cut a couple of those blue barrels that we have and
But why?
create 2 troughs.
They're
So
bringing troughs.
probably because they don't want them to burn.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So they're bringing food, their feed, they're bringing troughs, and they're bringing the horses.
You're just housing
I
them.
literally thought you meant like in game. Like
No,
like,
no.
It's like, wow, I didn't realize we had so
I got
many.
the message. I got the message. We have 10 horses.
Cool.
Wow.
I was like, I know we
Okay.
have 4.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Horses are cool. I like them.
Probably get
Keep sneaking
get
away.
Richard or someone to post a sign down on their driveway.
Mhm.
Horse rescue here for
Excuse me.
put some kind of, if you're part of the fire situation, we are a horse rescue point. Come here.
My mom forgot Sebastian's diaper bag.
Oops.
Kidding me?
Oops. They'll be okay.
Why don't you tell her to go to the RV
I'm gonna.
if she needs anything? Just don't want her to fall.
Okay.
Tell her to send
so,
Ian down to the RV.
we're gonna go check out the other. Well, we did.
There's
the
Bronze
good-
Stars Goods. There's Mangus Skins. There's the holy temple known as the Oracle of the Earth Mother. The jewelers. There's this blacksmith, which is the black
Arvin's.
Arvin's, which is over. I believe he is over in the Bread Bridge. But this area has one as well. They have a blacksmith called the High Pressure Groove. And then there's the Mad Bean that you were just in.
I want to head over to the general store.
And over to Bronze Stars Goods. Okay.
Did anyone else want to go with me? Or no?
I'll go too. But last time we had stuff identified. We had stuff identified here, right? And
Where?
in town. Was that this town or was it a different town? Because I found another thing that I potentially want to.
I think he had a bunch of stuff identified at the jewelers.
Was it the jeweler?
Yeah.
Jewelers?
Because
Okay.
it's kind of his specialty as well.
That's
Okay.
the spot.
Because I want to go to the jewelers. I found a copper. I mean, in my bag, copper messenger case with a warding glyph on it. I want to see what's in it.
I think you showed that to him and he said that was more of an arcane practitioner. That
Okay, then would that be the dragonborn?
Might want to go to the magic bean for that.
he's alchemist. I mean, there is. I mean, you might have some luck over at the temple.
Sure, we'll go there after the after the general store.
Okay.
Who doesn't love shopping? At the
So,
store?
Jerry, Oh, would you like me to follow you guys in this marvelous machine that took your kind of people to make thousands of years?
Thanks,
These
Jerry.
cutting edge wheels.
How's he rolling his animal handling?
Oh, I just let him pass because he's not here. You just give me so much shit on that. Besides, these are miniature mastodons. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they did.
basically, you guys are like an 85-foot RV rolling into a podunk town, and it's like everybody's just. And it's like as soon as you watch Jerry pull away to head like a couple blocks up towards where the general goods store is, there's like mastodon shit everywhere.
Oh my god! Don't worry, we'll clean it up. We can, it's fertilized.
So I'll say you
Fertilized.
two managed to catch up to them over at Bronze Star's Goods because you can't miss the wagon. It's huge. You guys make it back into town. You guys are back together again at Bronze Star's Goods. You go in first. This is about a general goods store as you can get. Every kind of common piece of equipment you could want related to either travel, excavation, mining, farming. It's almost like the equivalent of, going to an old West town and that one store just seems to have a little bit of everything. A little gnome kind of standing up behind the counter seems to be thumbing through some journals and writing in some figures and numbers, looks up and says, "Oh, hi. How are you? What can I get for you?"
I need the net.
A net, fishing net, game net, people net.
I'll go with the people net.
I was mostly kidding about that.
Game net.
Game net.
Game net. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Been
I've got a
using it
couple of those.
for games.
Gaming. Yes.
Well, no, when I say game, I mean like squirrels, rabbits,
Everything to catch a boar.
a boar. Yeah, I got a large net, I can tell you. 5 gold?
I'll take 2, please.
Absolutely. Goes back and bundles them up and brings them out to you. 10 gold. If I had nets to actually give you, it'd be really cool, but I know that ain't going to happen.
Crochet.
Doilies.
Throws a doily.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh. Do we have
It's as close as I can get.
Yeah, here you go. Here's your really large boar net. There you go.
Do you have any lock picking tools by chance?
Yeah, I got a few sets done. Unfortunately, got to charge you a handling fee for them. They're non-refundable, so if they break, I'm assuming you broke it. They're not exactly sanctioned around here, but yeah, I got a couple sets I can sell you.
All right.
2 gold a set. How many would you like?
I would like
Okay.
2 sets, please.
Absolutely. Here you go. Slides 2 little tin boxes with the picks and everything in it that you need. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I actually got a few empty boxes too. Oh, there's one.
None of it's magical.
So, and then,
Oh no, the cookie's dead.
Is everybody in the shop?
I believe it's just.
I
did
believe
you
you
come
were
with
gonna
me?
walk in to see if
Yeah.
we can find them.
I'm in there.
Okay. Jerry looks over at Scarlet and Willa. I almost call her Thea. And Willa. They're inside the shop. They are buying really, really expensive and modern equipment. Cutting edge.
Thanks, Jerry.
I think you can even get a cutting edge jar of leeches for your wounds.
Are you safe here with the wagon, Jerry? I know you're constantly concerned about
Yes,
that.
as long as I hold on to these prehistoric creatures and these leather strings, I should be fine.
And if somebody comes,
Just scream. Big goat.
I'll yell for you to help me.
I'm glad you won't take off without us.
Why'd you have to put that in his head?
You're not there. Because I'm Willa.
Do you have any maps?
What kind of maps you looking for?
I need one of Rimfang ruins.
Give me a sec. Let me check. I haven't sold any northerly maps in a long time. Mostly the local stuff, you know what I mean? Kind of jumps off his box and he hears little booted feet kind of disappear in the back. Hear some rummaging. Comes out. I got this one. It's old. It's. I think the cartographer that did this one was like maybe 50 years ago, but I can't imagine things change that much up there. 25 gold.
Done.
Okay, there you go. Kind of slides the map over to you. Oh, hi. No, I'm good. I don't want to eat any of your bark. I'm not hungry.
Little bark.
It's like that movie.
She's
with
all
the-
bark and
it's
some
like
bite.
peel the skin off.
Is there anything else I can do for any of your friends here? Anything else?
I walk into the shop. I look around.
It's literally a clutter of just about anything you can need. Minus weapons and armor and more sophisticated stuff. It's everything that you would need for just general goods, general equipment.
Do we want more rope?
We do need more.
Do you have rope?
I got it by the 50 and 100 foot spool. If you really need a lot of it, I carry the big spindles in the back that got 300 feet on it.
I don't have any rope.
How
I
much
have a
is
lot of
300
weird
feet?
stuff on my list of things.
300
No, I have
feet,
some
I
from-
can bulk sell that for you for 18 gold.
Nope, I have here on.
How heavy is 300 feet?
And-
It's pretty heavy. Yeah.
How heavy is heavy?
I mean, it's 300 feet of rope. So it's probably about 100 pounds.
Okay. Sure, we'll take that.
Better to have 300 feet on a continuous line than just the 50 feet that we normally come with.
Yeah, but
But-
okay.
I mean, you just cut off segments that you need, It's really the main reason why they buy it.
Yep.
Most of the miners and excavators buy it from me.
So
I like to think that I acquired all this stuff with
I'll do
the
that.
money that I've had over the last 3 years that I've been.
Meryl,
Fair.
can you take this out to the
300 feet of rope.
Do you got that written down? Okay. Should we get a map of any other areas?
Ooh, is there any painter stuff?
She's a
Yeah, I got some. What are you looking for? Like pastels, chalks, paints? I mean, I've got artist equipment here.
What goes on a lot of things? Multimedia.
Do you need an ink and
I've got no idea what that means. What's a media?
Like if I wanted to paint the side of a house or a canvas, I can use the same paints.
Well, I think they call that graffiti. I wouldn't recommend doing it in town.
Do you have chalk?
You have chalk. I've got colored chalk, white chalk, black chalk, gray chalk.
Op chalk.
No, I don't got that. Not even really sure what that is.
I'm
I got
looking,
paints.
I'm looking for paints that goes on multiple things.
I mean, a paint. You see a tree, you paint it. You see a rock, you paint it. You see a house, you paint it. I got paint.
I want paint.
There you go. He brings out like 4 ceramic jars with little metal and ropey handles, and he goes, I got red, I got blue, I got green, and I got yellow.
Okay, how much?
I can give you all 4 for 5 gold.
All right, 5 gold. Can you break a platinum? Because all my money is in platinum.
Yeah, plow. I'll give you back 5 gold. I mean,
you
I'm
got, you got money again.
very
Lilith?
successful
Yeah, from my.
merchant. I've got change.
It's my money from the Azure
I
Hammer.
know. Do you need me to hold that for you, Willa?
That's okay. Thank
Are
you.
you
though.
sure?
I've got
Ooh,
money.
look, Will is all grown up.
Until I try to give it
Just
all away.
tries to
Yeah.
take the change out of
Throw it at it.
My original money, I was going around trying to get people to spar with me, and I was just
Her
going to hand them
original
all of
money
my
is
money.
right here.
And then
Says
she will.
Willa's gold.
And she's like, I'll take your money to spar with you. And she's just been holding on to my money, so I wouldn't go.
So I'm gonna end up sparring with her again, so I can hold her money.
money.
Give it to some random person on the road to spar with her. Because I have it.
He has a requirements.
Willa's gold.
Oh, jeez.
That's our large net.
Okay, so what was the kind of paint? It was green, gold. I don't know. Blue. Was it green, gold,
blue. Yeah, it's the primal colors.
but gold was one of them, was it? Or
Yellow.
Yellow,
Yellow.
red, blue.
Okay.
Yellow, red, blue, and green.
Green. Okay. Well, green technically would be what, but yellow. Blue.
Okay, so that's the John Bronze Star, and then we were gonna go to the temple. The temple.
Yes, you wanted to go to the temple. and check
Oracle of the
room.
Earth Mother.
What is it called?
Oracle of the Earth
Oracle.
Mother.
Oh, I should probably
Did
go
you get
there.
anything from the general store?
Can't think of anything right now.
Did you get it? Oh, you got maps.
I got them out.
Which I'm going to hand you a lockpick. I'm all like,
I
got
have my lockpicks.
I got rope.
I already have lockpicks.
Do you?
Yes.
I don't think we need anything really from
These
the
tools.
anything else from the.
these
We
tools are
have
It's funny because I have a net in
spices,
here,
for
but I'm
me,
not
too.
saying
We
any
should
of this.
still
I have a
plenty of
net.
spices.
I have these tools.
These tools.
I have chalk. I have a lot of random crap on here.
It's just buried in there, and you just forgot about it. Apparently,
It's
we
all
have
in the, it's
2
all in
weeks.
the caravan.
It was 2 weeks worth of food.
I just wanted to have a lot of random stuff. So I'm like, boop, 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 boop. It's like non-magical, just in the caravan.
did you ask if the guy at the leather goods guy if he had any bags of holding?
I got a bag of holding.
Pouches of holding.
Yeah, I got two.
Pouches.
I got pouches of holding.
Pouches. And over the Oracle. Next. Okay. It's probably one of the biggest structures in town, next to where the kind of, with the exception of like the larger residential sections of the center of town, where it's the older part of town. Obviously, the guild houses and the guild halls, and then the kind of like magistrate structures and everything. Like the very center of town is still where the predominantly large buildings are, but near the demarcation between where you are now and before getting into the center of town is where it seems to be where most of the chapels and kind of like places that people pray. Some are kind of small and unique, but you come across one that's probably the largest. There's a large statue in front of it of the Wild Mother, kind of like in that kind of typical kind of celestial pose. And there's scribes and acolytes and members of the Oracle kind of coming and going. It's maybe a 20-foot flight of stairs gradually leading up into a very kind of ornate entrance. It's one of the few spots that actually has a pretty decent garden space. You can see acolytes and scribes harvesting from the garden as well, as they tend to do that.
Don't look, Willow.
I can hear the radishes scream.
Do I hear the radishes scream?
No. You hear Henry Crabgrass screaming though.
I can
Don't
definitely-
step on me.
I will definitely save them if they're
I
screaming.
do not consent. I do not consent.
So as you guys go up the Oracle steps and inside, you can kind of hear the afternoon prayers in the background, the different smaller chapels and little offsets.
This is Melora.
Wild mother.
Wild
Yeah,
Mother.
but she's Melora, right?
Yeah, in Vasselheim, it's known as Melora.
Mhm.
You watch as a kind of like priestly looking half elf woman. Something I can do for you. You're quite the aggregated group of groups. Do you require assistance or healing?
I had a question. And I pull out the
Does
copper
she
case.
need to be brought back from the dead? Remove curse or anything?
No, she's fine.
Okay.
She's supposed to be like that.
Oh, magnificent.
I
The
have
gods
friends in
do
the
work
temple.
in unique ways.
I do have friends in the temple. And
I really hope they broke the mold.
She's mostly mold.
That's fine.
She smells better than she usually does.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna pull out the copper messenger case
Oh,
and say, I found this, and
very interesting.
I'm not exactly sure what it is.
May I? She looks at it. And watch, she passes her hand over the lock, and the glyph kind of flares for a moment. It's an arcane lockbox. I think it is definitely a glyph of protection. Quite powerful too. I could dispel it for you for a fee. Usually boxes like this hold messages, or sometimes scrolls, sometimes maps. This arcane glyph I'm not familiar with. There's no trade stamp on it. Did
Didn't we
you
find it?
find it in somewhere particular?
I'm pretty sure it was the branded devices, right?
Out of character. It was the guy that was trying to kill Jerry, wasn't it? The one that you ate?
Oh, I thought you got that from the destroyed caravan. I don't remember where you got that lockbox. Okay.
I'm pretty sure we got it from the guy that was trying to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's unmarked. My guess is probably a message box.
Okay. How much to dispel the blip?
50 gold.
I'll give her 50 gold.
Okay. Be right back. She leaves. She's gone for maybe about 10, 15 minutes.
Can I
Comes
go
back.
towards this, like, because this is like a chapel, right? There's probably a center thing.
That's very descriptive.
Like, you know, like usually like in chapels you have like the main,
You
like,
mean an
building.
altar?
Yes.
At the very front of the vestry, there's an altar.
And like the statuettes and stuff.
Yeah.
While they're having their conversation, I'm just gonna go up there and try to connect like Torah and stuff, like, because I wasn't really aware of divinity because I was just of. So it's
Mhm.
like, well, if she is kind of how I came to be, maybe, I don't know. I was never really sure. So it's like I've been trying to talk to her because of Torah.
Yeah, give me a religion check while you're up there.
Crap, I have another magically sealed case with the guild seal on it. So
See, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I thought you were talking about.
I have that one too.
So you might want to get them.
But I think I gave that one
Yeah,
to
that's right. To
I gave
Aaron.
that one to Aaron to give back to the branded.
Yes,
thing.
you did.
Yeah.
You did
So-
give that one to Aaron.
Religion.
So you could strike that off your
I was
list.
like, can you fix my
Yeah.
god? And it just goes.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Does your God not talk to you anymore?
It's only a 9.
Or you just not listen?
Baby bowl. It's only a 9.
9?
Yeah. It is.
I mean, this feels like kind of podunk. It's just kind of simple statuary for offerings, either candle, food, or coin. You don't get the feeling that there's a traditional priest or priestess here. It's more like if you don't do really good in Vasselheim, this is where they send you. You know what I mean? Just kind of has that kind of like rudimentary, kind of basic feel.
So I'm
about
not feeling that hint of the holy that I
it.
might
Yeah,
have.
I
felt with-
mean, maybe if you were so devout that divinity just automatically follows you, and here it is. But you're not feeling any special
Okay.
connection.
Well, again, while they're talking, can I go outside and plant myself and try and
Absolutely.
bring more
Yeah.
of life to this place? Because I mean, it's supposed to be one of her temples, right?
Did the festival already pass? Because last time we came here, they were getting ready. For
They're
the
still getting ready for the festival.
Okay.
Yeah. Still getting ready for the beginning of Summerfest.
All right.
Can I make a religion check to see if she does anything for the, like in a.
Yeah. Feel free. So she comes back with the box for you, or the case. It's been dispelled. The metal seam of the case is now unbuckled. She hasn't opened it. She hands it back off to you, Jade. What'd you get?
14.
14?
Mhm.
I mean,
Tries to talk, string just goes, yeah.
I mean, what do you want her, like, what are you asking her?
I just want to see it's like if I can still quite communicate. It's like it's starting to break maybe in my hands. I'm all like, this trip has done too much wear and tear on her.
I just want to be clear, dear. Normally, gods don't actually talk to people. You're aware of this, right? And if you feel as if a god is talking to you, I mean, good for you. But interpretation of those that give the scriptures of the gods, the written word is how they speak to us. They invoke emotions in us, and those emotions make us feel either good or bad. You know, you're either ashamed, therefore you should give more to the church, or you feel very positive about how well your life is going, therefore you should give more to the church. If for some reason you're looking for favors and maybe you're sick, you should really give more to the church. You know, so the more you give, the more likely you are to speak with a god.
Is this true?
If by saying no makes you right, then I'm going to have to go with yes.
See, I don't know what she's playing with right now. She's like looking away, and she's like so awkward.
I
She's
love the
like,
idea that you're a holy person and you're devout to a deity, but you probably got an eldritch horror talking to you.
yeah. Can I see that seashell for a moment, dear? Just for a moment.
It burns her hand.
She looks at it. Where did you acquire the seashell?
In one of the caverns I was in.
Oh, so perhaps it was there to maybe not fool people into thinking that it was a god? Perhaps? Are you really a god?
No, you have to press the button on the inside.
Oh, there's a button. Where's this button? Is this it? Is this it? Is that
Yes.
it?
It's a little black button.
Oh, a little black button. I don't see a little black button. These 3D printed shells are so strange.
You might want to show him.
There's no black button. Oh, wait a minute.
I've been waiting for you to ask me. It's a resounding no.
So you see, dear, what you have here is a possessed device. There's probably a djinn or a demon or possibly an evil warlock spirit. Now, we can get rid of this for you if you like. Are you an evil demon looking to steal this poor dwarf's soul? Well, dear, the scriptures are the scriptures. I am terribly sorry to say that I don't think this is actually your god. This is a possessed shell left by somebody else who decided that it was possessed. Would you like me to keep it for you?
No, I'll just take it on the journey. It's been pretty helpful so far.
Just be cautious, dear.
Let's put the cap back on now. Shh, no more questions. It was waiting for you.
It really was. That was creepy.
That's the first time she said that too.
All right, so I'm gonna lift the lid.
Crack it open, and it's a series of rolled up parchments. It is a medical diagram of a halfling.
Oh.
How detailed?
Very detailed. Liver, spleen, kidney, lungs, penis.
Next one.
For the next one, it's another variation form of a halfling. Then another. It's the final one you come across, which is really interesting. 3 hearts, 3 lungs, 2 stomachs, 1.5 liver. It's an interesting interpretation of a very disfigured halfling. And then, like, blended in with the different rolled up parchments are notes, like arcane notes of kind of like alchemical determinations. And finally, these are the only things that have stamps on them, like have guild stamps, like embossed on all the paperwork. And it's the ravens, the arcane ravens.
Which is the one that's looking for Jerry?
Yes.
I don't know if Jerry shared that with you yet, but I don't think he has.
Okay.
But out of character, yes, according to his backstory.
Are they the same guys in my backstory?
I'm gonna roll them back up.
No, it's the same
stick
ones
them-
in her backstory.
I'm gonna roll them up, stick them back in there, screw it back on, and
What I call them, the golden ravens?
Put it
Isn't that
back
what I
in.
call them? The golden,
Yeah, the golden raven.
Golden Ravens. No, it was.
is it the arcane ravens?
No, it was the
Yeah, it was the
Ravens.
Golden Raven class
uh,
because he knew about ice worms. I ran into
That's right.
Rasman.
Rasputin,
I should have.
No.
Golden Ravens. Yeah, Golden
Yeah, the golden
Ravens.
ravens. Thank you.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna be very disturbed, and I'm going to roll it back up, stick it back in there, and put it in
As
my
you begin to
pouch.
like roll it, I mean, the case is about this long and that big around. As you begin to roll it back up, you go to stick the parchment, and there's something rattling. And
Okay.
pull out a small glass vial of a toe.
Oh.
It's floating in a weird liquid, but the toenail was clicking on the ceramic or the glass interior of the vial.
Make a dead
Tracking
man's
device.
go.
Sounds like a tracking device to me.
Put it back in. Gross. Toe.
Are you okay, dear? You seem ashen. It's not easy to tell in a tabaxi. but all your fur just wilted.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Just
was.
stood on him.
Just stood on it, just a little fluff.
It does that thing where it goes, shh.
Just not what I would have wanted to find in a messenger case.
Oh, well, I'm glad we were able to open it for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, dear, when it was dispelled, it will tell the original caster that it was discovered.
Oh.
I meant to tell you that. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting not everyone understands the nature of arcane spells.
Does it give
Yeah,
you a
dude.
tummy ache?
I'm not there. I'm outside planting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a natural property.
Does
of
it
the
tell
glyph.
you where or
No, it just tells you that the glyph itself was
dispel?
concluded. Or, yeah, I would guess that they would assume that it's been triggered. Would be
Okay.
the best way to describe
Then
it.
I'm really gonna fast put it in the bag of holding because then maybe it can't be scryed on.
Okay. So, where to next?
So as you're out in the garden space in tree form, you begin to cause the garden area to do a little bit better.
Mhm.
Two of the acolytes come over by you.
Mhm.
I remember this tree being here.
Can I do that thing like from Pocahontas where
The face.
the
Grandmother
vine
Willow.
just comes-
Yeah, it smells funny too, doesn't it?
Dude, she doesn't smell funny.
Smells.
All right.
Maybe this tree's sick. Maybe we should cut it down. Maybe.
Oh my goodness. Are we going
with the
walking back out yet?
Well,
Are we
they're not
walking back
looking.
out yet?
Tell me.
Because after it's the only reason why we wanted to be here, right? We don't need to be here, Chris. So let's
hold
We need
it
to
shell
move
like
on.
great
Yep.
demon.
Jade is always eager to keep Willa out of trouble.
Yep.
You just feel it right now. It's all like she's in danger.
My Willa in trouble senses are tingling.
Do I really attract so much trouble? I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
I think I'm fine.
I
Lots of
saw you
people
on the
want to-
dance floor. Yes.
Meanwhile, she comes walking around the side of the chapel. There's like two acolytes going the opposite direction, like rubbing their ass, like see where the lashes and it hit and tore into their garments,
It's not that bad.
blood pouring out.
This is not one of those self-flailing things.
Self-flagellation.
No, this is not one
Did
of
you
those.
just say flatulating?
Flagellating.
Flagellated.
All right.
I think self-flatulating is still a better way of describing it.
Anyway,
Anywho,
so we go pass by Willa.
but she comes around the side of the chapel.
Well,
She
she unplants herself.
she usually does. She just wanted to give me a nature check.
Yeah. How good did you do?
What's a 1 and a 2?
Yeah, as far as you can tell, everything's fine. It's getting on to early afternoon at this point.
Halfling anatomy schematics. And a toe.
At the
A dead
toe.
man's toe.
Bet you it's his toe.
There is no knowing whether it's a dead man's toe or it's just a toe off a person or a halfling. Because just from a toe, I am not Dr. Brendan from the Bones.
Does Jerry
So-
recognize the toe?
Yeah, it could be Jerry's.
If you choose to show it to him.
Well, I
Maybe later.
maybe
Yeah.
later. So we're gonna.
Am I making a potion bottle of that too? You know, like candy toe.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
You know, it's actually almost Halloween. They come up with
They
those
have
little,
the little
the
toes.
gummy,
Little gummy toes.
Yes.
You need a gummy toe in a jar.
Yeah, that's what I was not like.
Those-
Should I
those
make one of those too?
mad scientist jars.
Yeah,
We
we
get
toe
the
in a jar.
fingers and the toes.
Yeah, I bought
You
a
guys
bunch
are
of those
in
and
the
threw them in a
East
box.
Road district at this point.
We
Easter what?
East Road
East
District.
Road. District.
Yep.
Need anything else? Town wise?
I think so.
I don't think so. We got the potion. Should I try out the potion of
What was the
finding
name of that general
No, let's
store?
get closer to
to where we need to go?
where we need to go.
What was
Yeah.
the name of that general store?
I
Look it up.
believe-
Look it up. The Bronze
Sweet.
Star.
Bronze Star's Goods. And the proprietor is Alan Bronstar, a gnome that you were dealing with.
Let's head towards Glassborough. We got a map. We can show you the map.
I thought you. Oh no, you
I
got
brought
it.
a
One of ring thing.
ring thing.
So I'll show you the map of the town, and the info will pour over that as Jerry drives the battle wagon.
Did we get a name for the person who bought our skull?
Oh, that was the
No, it was a guy that Quinlian knew a guy that wanted it. It wasn't Quinlian.
But did we get a name for him
I
in
don't
case
think so.
he turns it into something that's going to kill us later?
Did you get any teeth from it?
Yeah.
I still have fangs. I didn't know I still had fangs from it.
I thought you said you got fangs.
I thought you
He pulled things.
You pulled teeth?
I didn't say I did.
I thought you did.
I
Last
would-
game.
I would have wanted to. But I didn't say I actually did.
Redcon, can she have some fangs from it?
Sure. Take the main incisors or whatever they're called, the main fangs. I mean, they are
the main canines.
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 Those are like 6 inches long, so they may have value, may have use.
Cool. Dispel.
Person who bought the wolf skull from you,
Yeah.
Geth Tamu, a half orc.
What's the other half? How do you spell Geth? Timu?
Yeah, Geth.
Uh-huh.
Tamu, Timu.
I almost had it right.
Tim.
Yeah. Geth Timu. Okay.
Sounds
What's the
like
other
death to move.
You said it's half orc. What's the other half?
I don't know. The half that's not orc,
Elf?
human, maybe.
Orc? Orf?
God, you have your own car tonight.
Yeah, he might leave me here otherwise. All right. Let's head out to. Where are we heading? Gold Glassborough? I was going to say
Okay.
Goldschlager. that's not-
Considering Goldschlager.
Glassborough?
Patent pending. So since you guys had already scouted out the initial start of the route, we'll say that by early evening you've gotten a good 5 hours on the road.
Okay.
It gets you to about 2.5 days outside of the immediate area of Glassborough based on the map. There's not a whole lot of hospitable places to camp for the night. You haven't
Where
really.
we can park that thing.
I mean, there's plenty of places that you can just pull off to the side of the road and literally just camp right alongside the road. But the general terrain is not very conducive to the size of this vehicle and the creatures that pull it. Yeah, it's like an hour into night at this point, and you're still kind of moving along on the road. You haven't seen a soul, not since the crossroads.
Do we hear anything?
The night nature is kind of typical. You do hear the summer cicadas and like the
So
normal.
It's not that like this dead silence.
No. The nature's here.
Okay.
Nature's definitely here. Just haven't seen any other kind of like any other faces or caravans or travelers. It's been pretty devoid of travelers at this point.
Do we see any wildlife?
Give me a nature check on that one.
How close are the trees?
The trees themselves are nowhere near the roadside. They're kind of in clumps, kind of like raggedy desert style clumps out off in the distance and maybe 1,000 feet off to either side of the road.
Dirty 20.
220. Occasional field mouse, ground squirrel, groundhog. They're small game. Definitely notice small game here, which is kind of a relief because if there was something capable of hunting them, they probably wouldn't be seen. As usual, the sound of night wolves are still not really heard that often anymore. They were hunted quite extensively recently, so there's hardly any of them that anyone's seen at this point.
That's why I would think where there would be like more rabbits and stuff now because it's like Nothing's really eating them.
Might take a little more time than a couple weeks, but sure.
Have you seen how rabbits multiply? It's sick.
Physically, no. The only rabbit is a rabbit.
They
When it
legitimately
meets my
can
friend
be in
Stu.
separate cages and still reproduce.
No, that's not true.
I have seen it happen.
That's
Yeah, they
gross.
can. Yeah. I had
Like they
bunnies.
press their little bits up against
They can
each other's.
They literally can.
Yeah.
It is
Because
disgusting.
the female will put her butt up against the fence.
Not that we need to put this on Twitch.
Oops.
Still, I got some thoughts about some of the reproductive systems of my monsters now. Roll deck save. You are sprayed in a goo.
Part rabbit,
Oh.
part frog.
Do not give Vince ideas.
Oh, I'm gonna give him.
Do
ideas.
not give Vince ideas.
Part
Oh my
rabbit, part
gosh.
frog. It can be male or female, and it can reproduce spontaneously.
It's a worm.
Oh, they've run into a couple of those already.
Yeah.
Jerry fell asleep.
So upset that I didn't get a piece of it.
The worm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it ran away.
Oh my god.
You
it
guys
was
had
huge.
chunks of it though.
No, I didn't get to keep it though.
Should have just absorbed it. Worm dexterity. Worm form of a tree. Just a lot smaller. Try to mimic it. Rows of
So we
bark.
can't find some place that we can pull off.
I mean, you pull off the side of the road is the best option you have at this point.
How are you killing the goat?
Yeah, Ivory's gonna eat the goat.
We're gonna
Okay.
eat the goat. No more goat. Meh.
I'll go hunt for rabbits.
Okay.
So, sir, is it?
Because I've got night vision, so I can see better at night.
Do you want to try hunting for something?
Do we need them?
Probably a good idea.
Who wants
That
to
way we
spar
don't have
the-
to go into our
Who
supplies
wants to
unless we
spar
have
the
to.
tree?
I'll spar for your gold.
Very cool.
It's not my gold.
I know, but you know you'll get more.
Will I?
You still have your copper bits in your feet.
Yeah, I literally have 269 platinum, 5 gold, and 22 copper.
Because you were dancing out from the store with all the
Mhm.
copper bits.
So you two are sparring. You're hunting.
I'm hunting.
I'm gonna keep practicing and see if I get my dragon to grow
I
larger.
guess I
It's still
will hunt as well.
Okay, so you two go out hunting. Give me a nature check for starters as you try to find game trails.
Okay, so yeah, it's a 20. It's always a 20.
14.
Okay.
Nature. So you don't have.
Plus
There's
three.
There's nothing on it, so that means you don't get to throw 2 dice. So it's just 1 dice plus 3.
16.
It's 19.
19.
Nice. So as the two of you head on out, the first game trail you find is kind of what they would call a kind of like a highland deer, very small, kind of designed for this kind of rocky, low mix shrub kind of harsh environment. Two of you track it for a while, maybe about 20, 30 minutes. Underneath a series of trees that are kind of overhanging some kind of like rocks about 100 feet out. You can see it kind of milling about underneath the tree like it's getting ready to bed down for the night.
I bring out my crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Same one?
Yep.
1.
Cord. So normally we call this what you would describe your heroic failure.
How bad
So-
did you do?
How bad do you feel that you just did?
Oh my god, don't shoot me in the ass.
No, you accidentally shoot him. Just you.
I shoot him in the butt.
You got shot
There's a
in the
moment when Morrow thinks he sees something.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of slips in front of you to try to grab your wrist, and it shocks you and surprises you. And as you watch as the bolt goes off, it hits a rock directly in front, bings and rebounds off, hits a rock behind you, and you're as Morrow feels something. As you take 2 points of piercing damage from the crossbow bolt, you hear the deer tear off into the underbrush.
Great job. There goes dinner.
I'm just trying. I want to make him like really big, like dragon someday. I want to keep making him bigger.
So while you two are sparring, Belladonna's over off to the side, taffying one of her
Little dragon.
her spiritual weapon, her spirit weapon, and she's got it summoned, and she taffies it. It goes back. It
Eyeballs
taffies it
are getting
again.
out now. Just
And just she's trying really hard. You don't know if maybe she's special in the way she's special, but she just spends the night just trying really hard to make that dragon a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger, all night long. Just in time to watch these two come back to camp. He's got a nice little round blood stain on his right cheek.
After sparring, definitely practice the misting
the
thing.
farts.
Yeah, trying to create a misty cloud or like a fog.
Fair.
Effect.
Yeah.
Keep trying that.
All right. So how much of your gold do I have now?
I have
She is such a bean
200
counter.
269 platinum.
Okay.
5 gold. And 22 copper.
It's a little bit bigger. It's just thinner now.
All right. I'll add that to what I already had of yours.
So you guys are gathered around.
How am I doing with my?
Are we-
footwork with my?
Getting better.
Your swords.
Yes. Should totally get more swords. That's my picture.
Extra arms.
Could be like General Grievous.
Yeah.
6 arms.
Hey, I'm a tree. I have multiple limbs.
So you guys are gathered around for the evening meal. It's late. Do we have an idea for a watch yet? Who's setting the watch?
I can
Not
watch
Jerry.
first because I'm
Not
practicing my
Jerry.
mist.
You can already hear Jerry snoring. He's kind of curled up in one of the big beds inside the
Did he
wagon.
turn into bunny.
Already sound asleep.
Did he turn into
No, he
bunny?
didn't turn into Bunny.
I'll take the
He
personal
really
watch.
doesn't want Ivory to eat him.
I've got
First
best-
watch?
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
best night vision, so
Maybe you
Okay.
can't sleep yet because of the whole butt hurt.
Who's taking second watch?
I only need the 4 hours.
Can't sleep.
So
So last watch is usually best for you.
Scarlet, right?
Yeah.
Can't sleep, Scarlet Lady. Can't sleep, Scarlet Lady.
Are you taking second watch
Yeah, I'll take second one.
with Ivory?
Mhm.
Okay. So as everybody else beds down, go ahead and give me perception check, please.
15.
15.
Thermal perception.
Plus 2.
So 17. Relatively quiet night for the first couple hours. Every now and then you hear something kind of fly over.
Stupid pigeons.
You know, you can, for the first time in the
Big flat
far
ears,
off
small
distance, you
puppy.
hear, very far off distance, you hear, just faint and barely audible.
it's like the last
Um,
wolf. It's calling its lonely call.
and then
to
you
say
can-
no more.
A breeze eventually just kind of picks up, one of those nighttime plains breezes. You know, it's so flat here. But your 4 hours goes by. You kind of very, very creepily like sneak up to Jade, and you hover over her for at least 10 minutes before you wake her.
I like to think her face is like right there. But she could lick her face. She's so close.
You wake up. Ivory wakes up. 2 of you kind of head out. Decide to take your watch.
Does Ivory swipe at her or not?
Ivory's like sheepish. She's like, I didn't know she was even there. So give me perception with advantage because Ivory is awake with you.
I already have
Oh, that's true.
15 and 2. Yeah, 17.
17.
You want me to
Your
do
4 hours goes by surprisingly, or 3, 3, 3, and 3, 9 hours. Yes. So your 3 hours goes by surprisingly well. Not too much. The wind's picked up. You can even hear the kind of the Vardo creak from time to time as a gust of wind kind of blows through. But yeah, it's relatively quiet. Wake up Willa last.
I'm still a tree, but
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
I'll just
And
chill
awaken
out in
your
your
You're in
tree.
your sentinel mode.
yeah.
So you can either give me perception or nature. It's your choice.
I have, while I'm in tree form, I have advantage on my perception.
That's
I
true.
have 1 point extra. So let's see if I can roll more than a 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a 7 and an 8. Plus 3. So 11.
11. Okay. At some point in the evenings, the mastodons make a kind of a snorting noise, like something bothers them. You kind of sense your roots out in that direction just in case, and no sign of anything. They kind of, but the wind's picked up yet again. Like it's like 30-mile-per-hour gusts that are kind of blasting across the highlands, and that's what you begin to notice as first light starts to come up. There's a strange horizon of cloud, but it's funny color. Doesn't make any sense. Give me a survival check.
Cool. That's a 17 plus 3. So natural 20.
Dirty 20.
That's the word. Thank you.
It looks like a sandstorm rolling in.
Cool.
Maybe 2 hours out.
Can I send my vines to kind of wake people up?
Gotta go.
You guys immediately feel these creepy tendrils kind of like touching you.
Rub against your face like this.
Just kind of swat at it.
As you guys wake to like gusty winds blowing in, and then wagon shakes from the gusts that come in, and now you're beginning to feel the grit, like that beginning grit coming off the rocks and off along the entire western horizon in the direction that you're going. It's just this boiling sandstorm heading right towards you, maybe about an hour and a half away now.
So batten down the wagon and let's go
Is there
calm the
any
mountains.
cover? Like, there's no tree cover at all?
Looking around, nothing nearby. I mean, if you were to go in either direction on either side of the road, off into the rock, like the exposed rock and crevices, maybe you can find the clumping of trees, but the wagon can't reach it.
Oh, as a tree, I wouldn't be able to sense anything more that we could probably take cover behind with the wagon.
I mean, we do have it is a big wagon.
I've seen tornadoes take away houses.
True.
And sandstorms are just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should turn the small wagon on its side to make a barrier for the animals.
In the lee of the wind and get the mastodons, not mastodons. They're
Mammoths.
So mini mammoths.
my dwarf mammoths. Dwarf mammoths.
And the mounts.
Yeah.
So, Marrow, give me a strength check as you're prepping the one wagon. You guys hear Jerry go, perhaps we should use these fine technology things you call rope and lash down our fine vehicle of advancement.
Was this considered
Yes.
1 or
Yes, Jerry.
2?
You should have advantage on your strength check, so you can use 2.
Can I try and
20.
Is it net 20?
No.
can I send my roots down deeper to try and make myself a more sturdy place?
At about 3 feet, it's just pure bedrock, granite.
So with how much rootage how safe would I be in this sandstorm?
Give me a survival check as you go out trying to find a good spot to set yourself into. Currently, Marrow is lashing down the main wagon and heaved over the smaller wagon, kind of like create like some kind of barrier. Jerry's like battening down the canvases, and you watch as he immediately is tying rope to one of the heavier kind of like wooden poles in the wagon.
And
He seems to have failed his charisma save.
the what you want to call it? The hay for the horses and stuff. We gotta secure that too.
Okay, so you guys are pretty much battening down where you are, doing everything you can to secure the spot. By the time, what'd you get? Yeah, you're having a hard time finding a spot. This is 3 feet of soil is about the best you got right now.
So it's not gonna hold me probably.
Don't know.
I can try and increase my constitution again and see how that does.
By the time the sandstorm hits,
Mhm.
everything's been battened down.
Mhm.
You're in your tree form.
I'm
Okay.
I'm trying to act as an extra barrier.
Okay.
And if that fails, I can always retreat. But For now,
Okay.
I'm
Just
gonna try and.
and
Right now, I'm trying to be an extra kind of like
windbreak.
windbreak because I'm a tree. That's what I do.
Could be a kite.
Sandstorm is just hitting. You can hear it pelting off the canvas. You can hear it. The wagon sways like your tree form is swaying underneath the wind. Everybody else is hunkered inside the wagon at this point. You're outside.
I'm out with the mounts because I'm trying to keep them cold.
But she's on the other side of the.
in the lee of the
Okay, so perception with disadvantage, regular perception.
regular
for you.
perception because I normally have advantage.
Yes, so regular for you.
I have hands.
It's just Carolyn. It's okay.
18.
I got a 15.
Hold on. Me and my butterfingers. Oh, I got butter on my fingers, and then the fingers got all over the butter.
Make me think of Kira every time.
And then you took your hand and you put it all over the thing that it
All
shouldn't
over
have
the
butter
bread.
all over it, and it smeared the butter.
Should I bring Kira next week so that you have someone to play with? I see you.
So that-
Actually, 2 slippers.
What'd you get for perception, Jade?
15.
18.
18? As the sandstorm is swirling around you, there's a form in it. You can see a form, like it shifts, like when the wind and the sand shifts one direction, something in it forms and goes a different direction.
Can I say hi in Sylvan?
As you say it, the form stops
Oh, that's just.
and it immediately slams into you. And give me a strength save, please.
Whoa.
just
Do I get advantage on
Did I
that?
see the form?
Yes.
No.
Strength.
15.
Strength is my one save. Cool. That is 17 plus 3, so dirty 20.
20. Take half of 35 points of bludgeoning damage. As it slams into you, it completely comes apart and then moves on and disappears up into the sandstorm again. And as you, in your tree form, you're looking around, you don't see it. Give me another strength save as it slams back into you from behind.
That's an 18 plus
18.
3, so that's
Take half of 28 points of bludgeoning damage. Hits you from behind. Comes apart. Flies back out into the sandstorm.
Was that since it was 35 the last time? Was that a 6, 17?
17. Yep.
Okay.
17 and 12.
32 entirely.
Ow.
Okay.
Give me another perception check. You can give me another one as well.
Ooh, no. That is a 12.
10. Mine is still at disadvantage, right? Well, regular because I usually have advantage.
Correct. That's why I said make a regular check. What the hell? I didn't move it. I hate having OCD sometimes. My brain will not move on unless I find it because I was just looking at it.
I don't have
Yeah.
OCD, but I'm very
Understand
close, so I
why it's
understand
not
what you're talking
here.
about.
There it is.
I luckily can ignore it. It takes effort, but I can. Usually I have to distract my mind with something else.
So what'd you get for perception, Willa?
12.
12. Jade?
10.
10. Give me another strength save. I mean, until she calls out, I don't know what to tell you
I
guys.
know. I'm like, I
She's
don't.
not yelling, so
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
take half of 26 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams into you again.
I'm still trying to communicate it with it.
It's not
You
responding.
haven't
to
said
you.
anything
You haven't
else
said anything.
since the high.
Well, I figured I was trying to communicate to it the entire time.
Well, yeah, you are. It's just not responding to you. Every time you try to talk to it, it slams. It reforms back up in the sandstorm, forms up, slams into you again, and that disperses.
We have an incident out here. It does not wish peace. Today it chose violence.
I'm gonna bang on the side of the wagon.
You guys can hear
Okay.
Jade now banging on the wagon on the
saying,
side of the
Willa
canvas.
says we got an incident. Something.
So as all of you kind of wake up and look out into the sandstorm, everybody give me perception checks again.
Pretty sure I had temporary hit points too. I just need
Still at disadvantage.
Still at disadvantage because of the sandstorm.
that's a 13.
13,
8.
15.
15,
8.
Ew,
8.
1.
1. What'd you
All
get,
right,
Bella?
plus
You said
so
investigation?
4.
Perception.
Oh,
So it's
perception.
perception plus 2, so that would be 3.
23.
23. So I need strength save from Jade. I need strength save from Scarlet. I need a strength save from Morrow. As you look, you see these forms coalescing in the sandstorm. You watch as individual forms slam down towards Jade, Morrow, and Scarlet. But as you
19.
peer through the sandstorm, about 200 feet out, the bare edge of your vision, there's somebody standing out in the storm. They're holding on to something while they have a hand up in the air doing
I
this.
thought that was the
The thing that you saw.
uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
No.
No, not with that perception check.
Something
She got
over
23.
I rolled pretty good on my first one. It was like 18 or something.
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel
aware.
I'd
I know you like to push that envelope as much as you can.
Absolutely. Whatever I can get away with, sir.
I feel like I'd be freaking out from the sands or just seeing something. I'm just like, there's something there.
So Scarlet, take 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
19.
Take half of 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
19.
Take half of 26
13.
points of bludgeoning damage. As these sand-like creatures form, slam into you, then become dust and scatter away.
After she points out, the
That's where I'm
person,
like
will
yelling
I
it out.
see
There's
them?
something in the
Like Bella's like yelling and
How far away is
pointing,
it?
and as you guys watch her point out on an outcrop of rock, see this small figure holding something in one hand and with the other hand like manipulating the storm.
How far away is it?
200 feet,
What's a longbow's range?
600 feet.
In the storm?
I want to shoot it.
Certainly give it a try.
In the storm?
I'm thinking psychic.
Okay. Disadvantage because of the storm.
Psychic. Ooh, I get advantage, so it's a
Regular roll. Yep.
No, I got an 8.
8. Yeah. As soon as it gets into the storm, it just storm kind of like sends it off course. Anybody else want to try?
Oh, she pointed it out. Should I attempt to
Totally up to you.
move towards that target?
You guys watch as Morrow leaps off the wagon, starts just hoofing it as fast as he can. He gets about halfway there. Do you have anything within 100 feet of range you can use?
Nope.
Okay, so you're trying your best to get to the target.
I'm going to morph from my tree form
Okay.
to my giant tree form and
As soon as you're in giant tree form, the full weight of the wind slams into you. Now I need you to make a dex save, please.
save. Cool. That is a 12.
12. As you guys, so you're racing towards the target. You're pointing. You're trying to, and you just watched as Jade let an arrow go towards it, and it flew off to the side. You watch as Willa turns into her giant tree form, and you watch as the wind just picks her up like a kite,
Does it take
sends her
it
like
towards her?
15 feet backwards, and she tumbles onto the ground prone
Feel like,
from the wind effect.
I was out there the whole time. Oh well.
Rolls are the rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Scarlet, what are you doing? You can see Morrow racing towards the target.
I'm running behind him with my crossbow.
Okay. As you're running behind him with your crossbow, you're within range if you want to take a shot. 14. You watch as the bolt gets near the target, and then the wind catches it and just causes it to go tumbling away from the target. The target sees you shoot, and then you see that it's got something wrapped around its face. It's wearing like these kind of like long, kind of like linens on its body. In its hand, small crystalline structure in its hand, and it seems to be manipulating with its other hand, but it sees you and then sees Morrow running towards it, and then disappears. Stands right alongside you, right after you shoot your crossbow. It reaches out with its hand to grab onto your neck. Give me either acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics.
Is she near me?
It's got next to
No,
you.
she is not. She's on the other side of the wagon.
Two, and then okay, whatever the highest one is. 13. 13 plus 8. So
21?
21.
Nice. I got a 21. So as the target, as it grabs your neck, you grab onto the wrist, and the two of you are in contest. And you could hear strange kind of like syllables being muttered underneath its breath. Give me a wisdom save.
You're just having a night. Wisdom. Oof.
2. You just feel your body go rigid as you're unable to move. This face looks at you, Morrow,
Okay.
and then panics. Sees that you're too close. You're only now about 30, 40 feet from it.
Okay.
And it gives you an opportunity to charge at the target. Race at the target. What are you doing?
I'm gonna race at the target and then try and tackle him.
Okay. Give me athletics or acrobatics. Your choice.
Make him eat dirt. It's delicious.
So would that make it-
26.
26. Head down, shoulder. You slam into the targets, into their rib cage, and you feel bones break. And you lift the person up. As you slam them on the ground, everything they're wearing goes limp. And you watch as sand begins to coalesce around the crystalline structure. And then you watch the form reform back into its solid form again, with the drapery of clothing on it that was on the ground. Looks at you in a panic, and it turns and begins to run directly towards the wagon. Jade, looking from the wagon, you just saw Morrow crash into something. As he crashes into it, you can't help but notice that Scarlet's frozen in her spot. Bella's trying to point where it is. Your big treant friend just flew backwards. But you can see this figure running parallel to the road and then kind of comes back towards the wagon, like they're heading directly for the wagon. They're maybe about 60 feet away.
I'm gonna tell Ivory, go get him.
You're gonna make him bigger.
She leaps up into the air and down onto the ground, and she's racing for them.
Making her bigger.
Yeah, I'm making her bigger. And
She enlarges.
so I can't write through that. Where's her large space? There's
Brian's
her
like,
large
do you guys have horses in your paddock?
space. Yeah, I have horses in my paddock. Okay, so can't shoot at the same time, can I? Because I cast a spell.
No, you get 2 attacks.
Sweet. So
Write that down. Write that down before he changes his mind.
60 feet.
I can say you take a bonus action shot at it
Okay, cool.
because you stayed perfectly still. You used your. We're not in initiative, so the more you describe what you're trying to do, the better off you're going to be.
Ivory wants to pounce on it.
Okay.
And
She's far enough away. She leaps into the air. You watch as the figure sees her, brings up its hand, goes like this. Have Ivory make a con save, please.
Okay. 10.
10. You watch as her bones kind of crush in, and she's grabbed and thrown 20 feet off to the right. And she takes 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Is Jerry doing anything?
No, he's hiding in the
Quick.
Bardo.
Yeah, Jerry's like tied himself to the Vardo,
Mhm.
and then he puts on a blindfold.
All
I
right.
can't see it. It can't kill me.
And then I'm gonna shoot it.
He
We'll do
failed
fire
his check
this
this
time.
time.
Go for it. Bella, you're coming up next.
Is it still with disadvantage?
Yeah, because the storm raging around you.
19 plus 4.
24.
23.
23. Strikes the clothing.
Fire damage.
The entire creature comes apart. And you watch as the garments catch on fire. And then it coalesces around that crystalline structure in the middle, reforms. A piece of the garment crashes to the ground, still on fire. It's looking at this like blackened hole where the garment used to be. Go ahead and roll damage.
5.
Okay. Bella, what are you doing? You're watching all this unfold around you.
So I know it's got a hole, right?
It looks like it took some char damage, some fire damage.
Is it close to me?
It's about 60 feet from you now.
And it's on fire.
And it's on fire. I'm going to, because I don't like how this is looking. I'm gonna use a cantrip. I'm gonna use a sacred flame.
Is that ranged?
So yes, and
Yeah,
it
it's
needs
not
to make
touched.
it needs to make it extra.
Yep. I need to make a dex roll, right? It does have advantage. It's in fire. 14 plus 3 is a 17. You watch as the wind kind of carries away the sacred flame. This creature stops, turns away from where it cast off the cat. Morrow, you're off to the side after pummeling into the ground. It turns to look at you. It can see Scarlet. Unfortunately, that arrow strike that it took from Jade broke its concentration. And you watch as Scarlet gets her ability to move back again. You're on the ground. You're on the opposite side of the Vardo. You can hear something going on the other side. What are you doing?
Well, I'm not close enough, I don't think. How far away are they? I need to get up first.
Yeah, you get up, looking around. You see Jade shooting at something. You look over her shoulder. You can see the figure about 70 feet away from you.
Can I get, okay, if it's 70 feet away and I have a movement speed of 40, can I get there and then use Grasping Bind to try and...
Absolutely. Go for it. Jade, you feel familiar, kind of huge, like running tree go right by you. You can feel it. Mara, you look to see this huge tree ant marching towards the figure. The figure just looks, it's like its face is swaddled in cloth. It's holding the stone, looks up to see this tree ant just standing in front of it. And just like shaking its face, like its head like this. And it reaches its hand out like this. Give me a strike save just as you get there.
Oh gosh, those are 2 5s. So 8.
Yeah. It does like a telekinetic effect. Puts its hand out like this. And you feel yourself get blasted back for 20 points of bludgeoning damage onto the ground. But your grasping vines begin to creep out of the ground around the form of the creature. Do I dex save or strength save?
Grasping Bind is a dex save.
That is a 10 plus 6 is a 16.
Yeah, 13.
As the vines go to wrap up, once again,
I want to know how to get a
it
plus
bursts
6.
into a puff of sand again as the sandstorm is raging around it. It coalesces around that crystal, and then 10 feet to your right, it reforms, holding on to the crystal, and then it goes back to manipulating the air immediately around it. I need everybody to make strength saves, please.
Ivory
Oh,
is
great.
already prone. Does she need to make a...
That one's a
strength
19.
No, she is not a target.
19 plus 3.
15.
15,
19 plus 3, so 22.
18.
18.
21.
Everybody else did pretty good. DC is a 15, so you just made it.
5.
5. Everybody takes half of 23 points of bludgeoning damage,
Except me.
and you take 23 points of
For
bludgeoning
23,
damage.
it would be 11.
Yes. And then you watch as the figure vaporizes again. And now he's standing up on the Vardo itself. He's got the canvas open, and as he does, you guys just see this psychic blast crash into the guy, and he's blown into just like pieces.
Looking for Jerry.
And
Yeah.
as it bounds out the pieces and it re-solidifies out and lands on the ground. Jerry's now standing up on the bench and he's holding his head, and you just watch as the storm between it and Jerry literally stops, and this wave of energy crashes down into the figure. The figure blasts backwards, lands on the ground. It's just cloth and sand around it. And then you hear ting, 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 as the crystal is now lying on the ground.
Is the crystal near me?
The storm abates. You hear the wind kind of fall
I wanna
flat.
shoot the crystal. I want to smack the crystal with the
I
hammer.
want to eat the crystal.
Don't eat the crystal.
Jerry's like, what was that?
Sandstorm.
Yeah. But weather shouldn't be able to do that.
I agree.
What? I wasn't looking for me. He was looking for something in the Vardo.
Something in the Vardo.
Yeah, he pulled open the canvas. I could see him looking for something. I was standing right in front of him. If he wanted me, he could have taken me. And he
You
did.
still have the scrolls on.
Wasn't the scrolls.
Storm dissipates.
I would like to pick up the crystal.
I want to see if I can pick it up before her.
I would say in your Treant form and you were blasted back, you have a slightly better chance.
But I wasn't prone.
I'm gonna check on Ivory.
No, you were knocked prone, but your vines still got off their effort
Then why did I need to make a strength save again?
because of the
Smacking
sand thing, the sand creatures
So,
he was controlling.
I wanna
I used sleight of hand to steal it from you.
No.
There's a bunch of pieces. You guys can share. I'm gonna check on Ivory, and then she and I are gonna go search the
As he
Bardo
has
for
little
whatever
pieces,
that
I'll take
guy
the
was
big chunk.
potentially looking for.
Take the tiny pieces out of the chunk.
So who's going for the crystal? You two?
All three of us.
As a three.
I'm still going.
As all three of you scramble for the crystal, you watch it levitate and hover over into Jerry's hand.
Oh, come on. I want to eat it.
He knows that.
I just like plunges a holding the crystal, just slide it ahead.
If I don't get to eat the wizard, I want to eat the crystal it came from.
Just like hovering.
How have your primitive selves done so well so far is beyond me. Jerry sets the crystal down on the bench. Can we at least agree to examine it first, Willa, before we consume strange, abhorrent devices?
Fell right out. Worked up fine just last time.
Or just like after doing all
Yeah,
the
let's-
history of the
let's
primal
not
crystal,
swallow
like more
it.
crystals.
So who jumped up in the Vardo to...
I did.
Okay,
Ivory and
Mara,
I
what are
are-
you doing right now?
Licking my wounds.
So Dragonborn was right.
I know the feeling.
Scarlet, what are you doing?
I'm going to assess the area to make sure that there's still not pieces of the wizard around.
Yeah, give me a survival check as you begin to look around.
If you do, just let me know.
11.
Get rid of it.
Plus.
Oh, plus. Sorry, I gotta
Yeah, I
get used to. So which one is that?
Sir, it's a
Survival
survival.
check?
So
Just
yes, it's
0.
just
11.
11. Okay. If this thing's trackable, it's got to be hard to find. But looking around, the entire area is just covered with grit, gravel, sand. I mean, this thing had enough power to not only manipulate the initial weather around you,
But change the entire landscape.
but it was manipulating it. It was controlling the sand into figures. This thing was powerful. You're not really sure if it even died, whatever it was. Because whatever Jerry did, it almost like maybe he dispelled it or focused on the crystalline structure, and maybe that disrupted whatever it was doing. And this small crystal orb thing is just sitting on the bench where Jerry left it.
I have 2 theories.
Can I investigate the cloth? See if there's
Yeah,
anything-
you go over to where the cloth is on the ground. Give me an investigation check as you examine it.
It's either Golden Raven or that guy we gave the wolf skull to, and he wants those fangs.
18?
18. There's something weird about the cloth. And that's, as you pick it up, that's when you feel it start turning to sand.
I put some of the sand in a jar.
Yeah, quick as you watch it running through your fingers, you reach into your belt. You manage, and just as you seal it in the jar, you notice that it's like zero gravity sand. It's kind of like floating in the empty spaces of the jar, like it's trying to dissipate. But
Maybe I
because
could,
you
like,
contained it, it can't.
Ooh, jar of dirt.
I got a jar of
Dirt.
dirt. I got a jar of dirt.
So I have a jar of sand.
Magic sand.
Jar of
Magic
floating
sand.
sand.
Floating sand.
Yeah.
Is the other pieces of clothing trying to come back to what's in
No,
there?
it's like turning into sand as well. It's like as she was examining it, all the clothing just started to deteriorate, turned to ash and sand.
So I'm searching for anything out of the ordinary in our Vardo that we didn't potentially nooks, crannies, looking for secret compartments. I mean,
Give me an
what could we be
investigation
looking-
check as you're kind of looking through, trying to figure out what he was looking for.
He really wanted those baby mammoths.
No,
And
those are
we outdid them.
14.
14? Hard to tell. I mean, he was at the canvas. He flipped the canvas open. Jerry described him as looking in, trying to see if something was in here. And that's when Jerry panicked because I rolled a 9 for his charisma and just psionic blasted him. Just dumped all of his psionics into it, dispersing the remaining kind of gravitational force that was keeping it kind of like together.
You said that the jar, the sand's floating in the jar. Could I use it, like pull it toward the wagon to see if it's like, if it's still trying to?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of run it over the wagon and near it.
Hero 6 moment.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing really changes.
So I'm going up to where he was standing, where he pulled up the canvas, and I'm looking down. Like, does it see? Do I see? I mean,
The only thing you see is where your backpack was containing the case.
no, the case is in my bag of holding that's on my belt.
That's what you know it to be.
Okay.
At some point, it used to be in your backpack.
Left a trace.
So all I see is our stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Great. And there's no secret compartments that, you know, anything could have been left in. I'm like knocking on walls.
Yeah, I mean,
No
you
hologram.
already know where everything is. There is a smuggling panel in the center of the wagon where you can put a few things if you had
But
to.
it's empty.
But it's empty until you guys put something in it.
Great.
You put sand in there.
Put the little jar of dirt. See if it reacts.
Okay. Great. Guys, I think they were after this
Compartment?
scroll case that I found.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we didn't find it. It was on.
It's on a
we
dead
killed.
body.
We didn't really, I mean, we found it on his dead
Dead
body.
And then his body was absorbed by a tree.
There's also a very good chance that that was just an avatar, and the person who was controlling it is very aware of us.
That was a very logical thing you said there.
Wizards are terrible.
We should go back to town and find an amulet of do not scry on me.
But we've already come so far.
I know, it's okay. Let's continue going. We'll just die. It's fine.
So you guys got to gather up your gear, get everything right-sided over. The wind kind of damaged and disrupted a lot of things. So it takes you about an hour to finally get everything back together and calm Jerry down. He finally stopped shaking and stuttering about something. We should just go home.
Where's home for you, Jerry?
Alpha sit anyways, as he goes to sit down on the bench. He hits the reins and mammoths get back on the road again. It's mid-morning by the time you guys get going.
Maybe we should make some food.
I give
I'm
you
gonna
all a
take a
good
nap.
berry.
Right. I think we need a small rest.
I'm giving you all a good berry. You all get good berries.
Yay, good berry.
Good berries.
You get a hit point back.
She hands each one of you a little tiny berry that looks like poop. Looks like rabbit poop.
Jinx.
And Ivory shrinks down.
Back to her normal size. Horizon's clear again. No wind. Sounds coming back to normal. You can kind of hear the shrub bird, like small shrub birds and animals kind of coming back around again. Everyone give me perception checks for this first 4-hour portion of the journey.
Ooh, that's a
being
natural
followed.
20. Plus 3 for 23.
Okay.
No.
10.
10,
Do I get to heroically observe things?
19.
19,
14.
14,
7.
7.
I'm actually expanding my horizons.
I might be taking a nap with Ivory.
So during this 4 hours of travel, if you guys want to trigger a short rest, you can.
Yes.
Whoa,
It's totally up to you.
Absolutely.
I would like a short rest.
3d8s is all we get.
38.
Since Jerry's the one driving, so we're all crashing in the back. So your DE.
I mean, you can be
3d8s,
up
so you
on.
get your health back up.
So what are we doing?
You can be.
You have
up
3d8s
on,
to roll
what's
to
it
get
called?
hit points back.
3d8s.
Yeah, you don't have to use all of them.
I am.
And you add your constitution
These are 8s.
modifier.
These are 8s. Do you need another one or you
I know what I need is.
need 3 of them?
Can you roll ones?
I have here. Here's my 3D. Wait, is this the 8 or is this the? Is this 9?
My constitution to each of the dice or just
No, just your
Yeah.
bonus ones.
As a bonus.
Just
So you
your
roll
bonus ones.
3d8,
uh,
then you add your con bonus after
Holy
the fact.
just my con?
Yeah.
2
So
7s
that's,
and a 6.
Nice.
Hey,
So
I almost got
20.
half my hit points back.
15.
Nice.
So they get 20 points back. Okay.
Plus your con bonus.
There we go. Yeah. Holy crap. Wait, these triggers.
So just
So far, by mid-afternoon, things are clear. Nothing else untoward happens. Anybody got the crystal structure by chance?
Jerry still did.
Yeah, he
was
would let
sitting
me
next
eat
to
it.
it.
Well, he's holding on to it. He's just kind of casually staring at it.
Can I see that, Jerry?
Well, there were multiple pieces. Does he have all the pieces?
Right.
No, it's only one.
Oh,
but
I
you
thought it. You
'cause you
said
rolled
it
last.
tinkled. I thought you said it.
Did
No,
we
it
tell
should-
Jerry
Tink,
about?
just crashed. It just fell to the ground.
Gotcha.
Is all it did. Jerry hands it to you.
Did we tell
Should I do
Jerry
an
about
exam?
the potential
We'll
his
just-
toe?
Give me investigation as you examine it at first.
They can't be tracking the case because it's in a bag of holding and it's in another space, so they wouldn't be able to find it that way. So it can't be the case that they're looking for.
I know what my backpack. If they were scrying on it before, they know what my backpack.
So-
looks like.
2 and then the highest one, right?
And they know what I look like.
Yes.
So they could just be scrying. on
21.
21.
That's goody.
You're looking at it. It looks vaguely familiar to you.
Come on,
Does
it
use
rock
your
that you
dwarven
pulled out of the-
heritage.
Is it a rock that you pulled out of the ground?
Right? I'm not
And
like
it looks a lot like what Jerry's been showing off.
I knew it.
because the primal. I didn't.
I didn't say anything, but it felt like it had a similar swirling thing about it.
Because I did. Yeah, primal stone. I had read about that. I read about the. It's a primal stone. Oh, wait.
Primordial stone.
Primordial stone. Yeah, it's a primordial stone. Also known as the Big Bad.
And there's pieces of it.
There's a single piece.
No, there was the main one, and then there was like other ones.
Well, yeah, according to the histories, yeah. This is a lot smaller. Can fit in your hand, where the one Jerry has, he kind of has
It's
to almost like hold it like a bowling ball whenever he messes with it. This one's a lot smaller. Can fit barely in the palm of your hand.
I got an idea.
Let's take some dirt and sprinkle it on
Perfect. That's exactly what it looks like. Jerry hands it to you.
Does it talk to me or anything? Or like, oh my
it.
gosh,
Take
Jerry?
some dirt and just sprinkle it on
with
it.
that-
See if it
Sprinkle some dirt.
With that investigation check, there's something swirling in it.
Popped it up with the sand.
no, not that sand.
Oh no! But you said the sand.
Just get some dirt off that shelf. I mean, there's plenty of it since that sandstorm.
Just wipe off some sweat and see what's
Yeah.
going on. Actually, you know, I might well do that. Just heck and then.
If it's a sandy one, you need
As
I
you do
literally
that,
have a
you-
pony keg of water I keep on me at all times.
You watch as
yeah, it's her
Bella
bladder.
takes a rag and squeezes her sweat on it. And you watch as little wisps of water start forming off of it.
Nope. Dry it off.
Wipe-
Nope.
dry it off,
Dry it off.
dry it off. She dries it off.
Just
Does it
on my
stop?
shirt. Like
Okay.
nope.
Does it stop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think we have another stone. Mine.
We are the big bad.
The big bad.
I thought about that, especially with you.
Oh, great.
I don't know what you mean. I'm not going to go to
We are our own BBEG.
I don't think we want to put this stone next to the other stone, though. I have a bad feeling if we do that.
I am
Well,
the
I
voice
think
of the
it'll
trees,
fit-
and the trees are
That'll fit
They
in the
we
bag.
absorb each other. We don't want to know.
Do you think they'll like suction to each? I mean, like
From normally when I know stones, they usually don't do that, but for some reason I have a bad feeling. if
What
we
is-
do
Jerry
both
hears
stones-
this conversation, immediately pulls out the big stone, sets it on the bed.
Oh no.
That's what he's
Jerry,
after.
we don't
He's
want
like-
to add them together.
That's what the guy was
What
after.
is what
He's
is
after the
Jerry's
scrolls.
stone's characteristics?
I
It's
pretty much
exactly like
identical to the one that
one,
she's
but
holding.
bigger.
Just the-
It's just
Large.
larger.
Okay,
It's
you guys-
translucent,
I
like
can
the
put it in
smaller
the
one.
pouch.
In the very center of Jerry's stone is a small little wisp of energy. Center of that small stone, small wisp of energy inside of it.
Does the energy look
I
the same?
think as educated and intelligent people, we are compelled to see what happens if they get together.
I don't really think we have to. And if we're going to do that, let's not do it inside our bardo.
Can I eat it?
No, Willa, you may not eat what could basically be something related to your god.
Yeah, and it might eat you.
What if we take one of her leaves and put it on the stone?
Or a drop of my blood.
Not a drop of your blood.
Blood.
You don't have blood.
My sap.
Not
Because
a
we
drop of
tried
your sap.
water and it didn't like water.
No,
No,
it
we
did.
tried
It,
water,
it tried
yeah.
to make
A
Water
water.
makes
an elemental.
It was a familiar reaction that they'd seen with Jerry's stone.
We tried to explain this to him and
Did
fail
I-
miserably.
Did I tell you guys that? Because when I was at the library, I read a whole bunch of books about the primal stones. Did I tell
Did you?
guys?
I don't think you told us.
I don't think you shared it with us yet.
I can't remember.
Well, there, I mean, you were doing that, and then the guy, and then we had to get out of town.
Yeah, you got a little distracted by the fact that the Jerry had gone full Craven on
No
you.
way.
and Took
Yeah,
off.
because I had learned about the pre-calamity legend about behind it, and then I learned about the ice worms too. I learned about quite a few things. I'm just gonna go with gut. I'm just like, I have a bad feeling about this.
Evidently, River likes her new friends. Did you see that?
I'll look.
Our neighbors are like, "You have horses in your front paddock." Yep. River likes her new friend. She's talking to him.
So walking, the new friends are walking the fence line, and they were talking with River.
Aw, that's lovely. That's their horses, right?
Mhm.
The neighbor's
One of their
horse,
horse, yeah.
Like, oh, new friends.
Yeah, I can't believe we have the horses in our paddock.
Grab the crystal, break off
Absolutely
a piece.
hysterical.
hand
Yeah. Their mom says they weren't thrilled about the barbed wire, but
That's all we have. I mean, we don't keep horses,
I
so we keep goats and small animals. We don't keep horses.
currently we keep nothing in our front paddock.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
It's mid-afternoon at this point. First part of the
Let's
journey.
not put that together.
This first part of the second leg of the journey has mostly been you guys talking about these stones. Nothing
I
else has
think
happened.
you should probably put the stones in the bag too, because I think that's what they were after. Giving
Okay.
context clues.
So let's take the new stone and put it in the bag of holding. The big stone will not fit in the bag.
It won't.
No.
No.
The my pouches have
Limited
coffee
size.
cup size openings. So I can put the little stone in there. They
Try
can
to
put
put
the
it
big stone in. I put it in the one that's not got the messenger case in it.
Well, this is actually a good idea. They'll keep sending people with these
Are you
stones.
putting
and
it
we'll
in?
just keep collecting
Will
them.
it break my?
Well, I'm just asking because you guys are still talking about, but you're saying you're putting it in.
You guys want me to put it in there?
I think it would be safer in there.
How much do we know about the stone in relations to dimensional spaces?
You know nothing about the stone other than what she's told you.
We.
Nope.
I said
Yeah.
we.
I mean, you don't recall reading anything about dimensional.
Not dimensional
problems.
space, just mostly the lore behind it.
Knowing Jason, it's gonna break my pouch.
because
I'm a little scared it might, because it's a pretty powerful thing. This thing can summon titans.
No, that one can't. The other one can.
The other one can. What can a little? I think we just saw what a little one can do.
Can it summon like an imp or something like that?
We just saw
No,
the thing.
we
the thing that
just-
we just can't.
Oh.
Jerry just mind blasted the one that it, you know.
Yeah. I don't want to
Summon.
know what happens if it gets with other things. Especially fire. Fire bad.
Okay, why don't you put it in the
Yes.
center hole in
Fire
the,
is
in
bad.
In the
the
cupboard.
no, one of us needs
The
to hold
box.
it because if we put it down somewhere, then it's someone's gonna.
I trust your bag of holding more than anything else.
Do you want to like
Don't eat it.
have Jerry teleport it in there or something so you're not touching the bag when it happens, just in case it explodes?
And allowing Jerry to touch it, and he might.
Like the mind, he floats things.
If not, I
Well,
can
first,
always...
I'm gonna empty my bags of holding so that I don't lose everything else too,
Just in case.
just in case.
case.
Empty. That way they don't break.
Okay.
And take all of my stuff.
And do it from a distance in case it opens up a dimensional rift.
As soon as you get near the opening, you watch as the light inside of it flares, and the stone gets very hot. You almost drop it.
Ow, 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 ow. Nope, that's not a good idea. Ow. Singed my fur.
Ow.
You have fur on your palms.
Can I
I'm gonna just... It's like, I'm just gonna like, you know what? How about we just
What
put...
cat paws look like?
can I put a salve on it? With my medical.
Yeah, like a strange sticky gooey stuff comes out of your hand, and
Yeah.
it's basically like chewing gum in her fur.
Should I just put it in the same pocket I have my
My
little
medicine.
parrot demon with me?
Then you might give the demon the access
Sticky
to
now, but
it.
No, she's usually Jerry tried to put the crystal next
I've
to it,
tried
and
it.
it didn't react. Yeah.
You're just getting more on you.
It's
secreting from my
getting more.
It's like secreting from my bark. You're like a cat where you just can't get the paper off your paws.
Tastes like mint. No.
Well, I guess who wants to hold
I'll
it?
take it.
You get to hold it.
Put it in with my...
Jerry, put that big one away.
You mean the stone?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm putting
I
the
mean,
stone.
the stone.
I'm putting the stone's getting a nice little comfy
Did you
spot
guys
next
get-
to
I really think we need to get these two together.
I don't think we need the stones to make babies.
me.
I don't want to make baby stones.
What do
Okay.
you want to make, Jerry?
I'm putting everything back in the
It's like,
I'm
I
just gonna
mean,
put it
I know
back.
you guys weren't around for what I did with this earlier, but I think it's a god stone. I mean, I think this thing can make gods. I'm the closest thing there is to one, so it makes sense. Yeah, gods.
Sorry, we're just trying to stay.
I know, I was always air quoting the word gods.
Magic and magicians.
I'm not sure we really want a god following us.
Just saying, pretty unusual. I
Open my-
mean, this thing used to be inside of a crypt.
I think you should let me eat it.
How do you know about that?
It was the
You
Jerry's the one that-
got it at
got it
the
in the crypt.
observatory,
Oh, sorry.
remember?
We're the one that
that's
found
right.
it.
We were all
weren't
there.
there yet.
No,
That's
I was
where we
the-
These
Like-
three
Yeah.
were not there yet.
Yeah. Remember we got this at that observatory? We had to like get through that floor puzzle with all the different gods that you people worship.
Yeah, I remember.
One does not forget such things.
Just hold the
You,
bag and just...
you just told me you didn't remember.
No, I said I don't.
Oh,
I want to eat it.
yeah, I know. Put it
Don't.
away.
Eat.
I want to eat everything.
All right.
I don't actually have a stomach, and I don't actually have taste buds.
There are a lot of creepy things about you, Willa. He hits the reins and the wagon lurches forward to continue on.
Is it a
What
covered
do you
wagon
think
or
about
a
the-
wooden top?
Covered. It's canvas on the sides and wood on the top.
Does it have the structural integrity to support people standing on top of it?
Should.
Okay, I want to sit on top.
Okay. Climb up on top. Got another 4 hours till night.
I'm taking a nap.
Okay. Everybody just kind of kicking back on the Vardos. You
I am
keep trundling along.
out watching,
Okay.
keeping an eye on
Fair.
things.
It's kind of Indian style, sitting on top of it.
It's like blind.
Yeah,
I think no one's coming.
literally blind sight.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like
Doing tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going for Blinken from
Blinken from
Men in
Men in
Tights.
Tights.
Yeah.
So
no one's
It's the glasses, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
the end of your second day of
Okay.
travel. You guys camp for the night.
Do we find a better spot?
No, this is
Worse?
still
barren highlands going all the way out to Glass Barrow.
How far out was Glass Barrow? It was
3 days.
3 days?
So we're on
No,
our second day.
2 days.
2.5.
Due east of where we are.
Yep.
A day's journey north. Okay, a day's journey north of Winchleach.
Yes.
That's what I wrote.
No, it's definitely not north of Winchleach.
Okay.
What does your map say?
Supposed to be east of the crossroads, 2.5 days.
Crossroads was Winchleach, or no?
The crossroads are north of Winchleach.
Okay, so we had to go north and then we went east,
Correct.
Okay.
or we went northeast. Okay, so would it be like here?
A little further east.
Right here?
A little further. Like right about there in the barrows.
So what are you guys doing?
Questioning their character choices.
Oh, why? What would their character choices rather be?
So is the sun started to set yet?
Yeah, it's already the second day of travel's up. It's getting dark.
I'm awake and I do a perception check around us.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Hey, Morrow, you want to spar?
Perception is 2, so throw 2.
Does Morrow want to sparrow?
Throw 2 dice because you have a. Okay. So the higher of the 2. So
14
plus
16.
16.
So off to the right of the road, in this section of the area that you're in, is a lot more barren. But you're beginning to see more traditional low-lying hills begin to form off in the distance. So you get the feeling you're near the valley entrance down into the Glass Barrow Valley and down into where the township must be, somewhere down there. Off to your right, there's a series of rock outcroppings that jut slightly higher than some of the other rocks around it. And you can see a wisp of smoke coming off the top of it just as the sun goes down. Like maybe someone made a campfire over there.
I'll go and investigate.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Yep. Give me a stealth check as you head off in that direction. Do you tell anybody?
I tell Meryl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
know, when
just
she's
saw-
on her stealth missions, no reason to have big naked floppy feet on the way.
Spar me! Spar me!
Well, I think she wants me to follow her though.
Right!
Oof. Ouch.
Ouch.
Okay, so 8 plus. What am I? Because your highest one was. Yeah.
So I'm trying to
13.
follow her quietly.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
21.
Ooh, nice. What'd you get?
13.
13.
You're more quiet.
I know.
You're like
There's no
always
disadvantage, right?
Well, does
So-
she have advantage? Did you do
She had advantage. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was.
she just rolled shitty. You're up ahead and heading towards the rock outcropping. You're maybe about 30 feet behind her, just keeping an eye on her at the same time. What are the rest of you doing at this point?
Trying to get somebody to spar me. Nobody wants to spar
I'm
poor
taking
Lily.
care of the animals and making.
You know what
camp.
I'll do? I'm gonna take out little Puffer here, and you can try to whack at
Okay,
it.
you're trying to make him bigger, and I'm trying to fight him. God.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm like stretching him out a little bit more, and I'm like, "You can do this."
I will help you by stabbing at it.
Whoosh, trying to concentrate, like, don't stab, dodge.
You're at the base of
dodge.
the rock. It's maybe about 12 feet high above you. It's got a flat section on the top of it. You can smell fire. Smell smoke. Looking around. Give me a survival check.
Lily wants none of that.
13.
13. Series of flat-booted footprints kind of meandering around, and then you realize the backside of the rock has a slight angle to it. And it looks like the boot tracks go up to it, come down, up and down. It's almost like somebody's been out here for a while, keeping an eye on the road.
Did you check anything out?
I'm not with her. I'm
He's
behind
crawling
her.
behind me.
He's basically making sure if she gets into a skirmish, he's there to protect her.
He's obsessive that way.
He's also really quiet about
I
it.
use
It's
my
adorable. I love it.
night vision to check under the rock.
Okay, kind of looking around, checking the cracks and the crevices. Give me a perception check.
Wrong dice.
I do a spin and I attack this sacred object. I do a tumble. I flip up.
17. The rock has some handholds, then you notice that 2 pitons have been spiked into the rock, like maybe somebody used it to climb up on it from the opposite side. Which is strange, because if you could reach it from the other side, why would they need that? You could see where there's chalk marks from fingertips using it. It was almost like they were free climbing it up the last few feet. You see a slight disruption in the lip. Like, you get the feeling if somebody was up there, somebody else might have snuck up on them. This feels like somebody was on guard and they were unawares and somebody maybe snatched them.
I use my acrobatics.
Who was that?
With me.
Yeah, it was.
Nope,
No,
my
it's
phone's
not.
over there.
Oh. That was worth the startle.
I'm always. Ironically, I'm actually easily startled, but I enjoy the fact that I'm startled.
Mm.
I use my acrobatics to climb
Enjoying
the rock.
watching scary movies.
You're watching her now climb up the side of the rock and bring yourself over. The remnants of a campfire on top of the flat rock. The area around it looks like there was some kind of struggle, some kind of tussle on here. You could see smatterings of blood nearby. Reach out and you check it. It's dry. It's been maybe a day. You look at the eave of the opposite side of the rock that goes down. It looks like whoever was up here was using that as an access. But now that you're kind of crouched on the flat portion of this rock, looking around off in the distance, you can see it maybe about just 200, 300 feet off in the darkness. A small, like yellow flare of a campsite. Smell the wood. Smell the smoke. Somewhere off in the crevasses, somebody's made a makeshift camp. You look, you can see a couple shadows moving in and out of it. You can your ear in the air. You can hear like laughter, guttural laughter. 2, 3, maybe 4. Hard to tell for sure. It's pretty far away. And the only reason you can hear the sounds is there's a slight breeze, but nothing like the wind before earlier that day. What languages do you speak?
I speak Morgan. Where's that?
Ready to feed our son.
Oh dear.
It's okay.
Got a milk.
He's fine. He had applesauce and other.
And love.
Where's your
Yeah.
Lots of
My
love.
mom fed him.
languages? Dwarvish, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant. Uncommon.
It is a funky language. You would recognize it as Thieves' Cant.
Oh no.
I knew
Can
what
I
they
see
were.
the barrow from where I'm at?
In the opposite direction. With your stealth, she can't see you yet. Looking back the 100 feet that you came from, you realize this is a perfect platform to watch the road coming in and out of the valley. The road peaks and then gradually declines down into the valley. You can see where the Vardo is, like the gray outline. You could see like a pink yellow dragon being taffy pulled, and then a weird tree creature like slamming into it. You can see like this hairless halfling just shaking his head like this at the two of them, and then you can make out Jade kind of
Throw a
feeding
thorn at him.
the animals. So it's a pretty good view of where you're at, and then you just hear that guttural laughter and the occasional syllable or word of two that you recognize as thieves' cant, which is weird. Normally, that's direct language you speak for purposes of being recognized by someone. And then you pick up on a few of the words. They're interrogating somebody. And you smell that familiar scent of fear on the air as well. You just smell it. So you kind of crouch down and begin to come down off the rock and in the direction of the fire. That's where we're going to finish tonight, folks. And we're taking Monday off because I don't think we'll be home in time. We'll be down in San Diego on vacation.
We're going on a
So,
boat ride.
we
on
are.
the
It's gonna be
California.
so much fun.
Yes.
So much fun.
That's next Monday.
Next
Yes,
Monday.
we're gonna be.
Yep.
So if we don't come back in our 4-hour tour, then you guys get to decide
Yep.
who's Ginger,
Yep.
who's Gilligan.
I'll be Marianne.
Is
Maybe
it
Marianne?
weird that I was randomly thinking of said island on the way here with no prompting?
That's really funny.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. We will be off next week. I will be off completely next week. I will not be on Saturday. I will be on Thursday. We will be doing RPG & Co. and Lawfully Chaotic, and Barry Bott and us will be back Thursday. I'm not entirely sure what our topic is, but we'll be here. Check us out on the Twitter space. That's usually where we publish it. Our Tuesday night game has concluded. They finished last week.
Oh, but
We
it
have
was so
yet
glorious.
to decide what we're going to do with that. 2.5
Speaking of,
years
Next
came
week,
to an end. What?
Ivar and I were throwing around. Do we want to do this game Tuesday of next week instead?
We could. I think she works though.
She works?
I work
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
Never mind,
Yeah.
it won't work. Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Otherwise, I would.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
So,
a night shift worker.
We will see you on Thursday. Be safe, be kind, play a game. It's good for you. It's good for your mental health. Get together, play a game. It's fun. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, this is weird.